Hello everyone, and welcome to E3 Actions, which is our E3 reactions video here at the bakery. Cameron is here to provide us with well-thought-out insights into the video game industry and the games revealed, and I'm here to shout memes like a horrible shit goblin. Welcome to our video. Cameron, take it away.
You assume I won't also shout memes.
Yeah, but you won't do it like a shit goblin.
True. This is a true fact.
The shit goblinry is my job and my job alone.
So yeah, we're here with the Microsoft. This is not, as you can probably tell, not a live view because I was at work when this came up.
Mm-hmm. And I have been pre-recorded 16 years ago.
Yep, I'm just pushing the button right now. It's weird. He had the book of accurate and fine predictions.
Thank God for Miss Agnes Nutter.
So we're gonna watch the Microsoft right now. Got about an hour and a half or so of stuff to go through. Ryan, without spoiling anything, have you heard anything about what goes on in the Xbox Microsoft?
I think there is a video game announced.
Yeah.
Probably starring Red Blue of Rooster Halos.
Possibly. Halo Infinite was announced last year, so it wouldn't be surprising if we saw Halo here. I tried my best to avoid spoilers. Literally turned off all notifications. Still somehow got one, but it was confirmation of a leak that I was already aware of, which is, and I don't feel bad saying this, they basically leaked that Elden Rune, the From Software game penned by George R.R. Martin, would be showing up at this conference.
Oh, good.
So we will get to see that. I know nothing else about it other than it's Vikings and open world and horses. And I also unfortunately got spoiled because I went on Facebook for 2 seconds and GameSpot said, "Hey, motherfucker, Cyberpunk shows up at this point." So we're going to see some Cyberpunk. But other than that, I don't know anything else.
My Dark Horse prediction, Xbox is going to go full circle and release the Xbox One X 360.
I don't know if we're going to get new hardware at this conference.
It's not new. It's just an Xbox One X that looks like an Xbox 360.
Okay, fair enough. I'm interested to see what else we got here. Like I said, Halo Infinite was announced last year. Cyberpunk's not really that surprising. I'm hoping for some completely out of nowhere announcements. Maybe some news about some Devil May Cry 5 expansions. People have been waiting for to hear some DLC stuff about that.
Diablo Immortal 2 announced at this conference.
What, you don't have a phone?
I don't.
Oh, well.
I'm sorry, this just in from Blizzard. Diablo Immortal 2 has been canceled to make way for Diablo 4 and Overwatch 2.5 Full Remix Edition. This is my quality content that I provide to this channel. Cameron, start the video.
Okay, let's just shut up and get the video started. And we're gonna start the video in 3, 2, 1, go. I need a countdown into the countdown, motherfucker.
Yep.
That's how I roll. 2, 1. Oh, it was a Minecraft.
0.
Ooh, are we gonna get Psychonauts footage?
You're psycho nuts.
Psychonauts 2 is coming out this year, bro.
Hooray!
Or this year, possibly next year. I don't know if we got a release date for that.
Cars.
Cars are not surprising.
People falling.
Halos. Battletoads!
Tattlebodes.
We're gonna get Battletoads and Gods of War. They announced 3 God of War games last year, so I hope to God we get a God of War news. Oh, we happy few. Oh no.
Helicopters. Strange men.
That was
some kind of baby.
I believe.
A kraken. Some kind of baby.
Oh shit! What was theirs called?
Some additional car-based babies.
I forget what their pirate game was. The one made by Rare.
Piratical Krakens.
Yeah, Pirates Ahoy. That's what it was called.
Yar har fiddle-dee-dee.
Yep. There's the master chefs, I bet.
The corporate model is the oldest and most efficient structure history has ever shown us.
Maybe Rizzo's.
Oh, good. Capitalism.
Scheduled scarcity is a premium feature of colonial life. The colony must never lose faith. That is what the board provides. Security.
Colonies
in a
are always
senseless and
constantly
chaotic
losing
world.
faith.
Yep.
This is Halcyon, the furthest colony in the galaxy. Proudly owned and operated by corporations.
Okay.
Everything we have, everything we are.
Is this,
I think this is that Obsidian.
Outer Worlds?
Yeah, Outer Worlds. Pancakes. Bumblebee. Taste the freedom.
Always with us.
Yeah, I was about to say, I think this is the
No one
Obsidian
has
title.
ever gone against them.
Oh, we might get more Jedi footage
No one's ever gone against the state.
out of this.
A stranger has just arrived.
Stranger.
Oh no. Stranger
Someone
from a strange
who's challenging
land.
The corporate board.
I challenge you to a duel.
Digging up their secrets. Someone who could be a villain
Yeah.
or
Knifed.
a hero.
Looks like the bleeding stopped.
Now pull out another
Bye,
knife.
Yuri!
Hope this gun serves you better than it did me.
Knife
That
him.
was just
Or
fucking.
a psychopath.
Oh,
Aw. Ooh, bullet time. Totally not
Kick.
that. Yeah. That's the guy from the first
Yeah.
trailer.
I suppose time will tell, but
The Houndoom.
no matter who this stranger chooses to be, the Halcyon colony will never be the same.
Alright.
I mean, from what I heard, they made the best recent Fallout game.
They did, yeah, they were behind New Vegas, which is the one everyone loves.
Yeah.
Outer Worlds, yep.
I mean,
All their lackeys, they're all a bunch of swine.
it looks fun.
It looks like space Fallout.
Yeah, I was never a huge fan of the open worldy part of the Fallout games, but that's just more my personal
Please
preference.
welcome from
Is it
Ninja
Phil?
Theory, Ronnie
Oh.
Tucker and
Guys
Dom
from Ninja Theory. I did see Senua's Sacrifice pop up during their little montage at the beginning. I wonder if they're going to say like something about that.
Tell us your theory about ninjas.
At E3 2018,
Yep.
we announced that Ninja Theory had joined Xbox Game Studios.
No,
A move that's
Microsoft
given
announced they
us
bought
an
you.
incredible boost in achieving the creative ambition of our team.
Let him pretend he's not
We've
under
started
thrall of a
work on
corporate
number of new
overlord.
games at the studio, and in the near
Why
future,
is this teleprop?
we'll be sharing
for
details on
yeah, okay,
all of
because
these
there's
projects.
probably deaf people in the audience.
When we
Yes.
joined Xbox Game Studios, we already had a very exciting game several years in the making. And we're
Uh-oh.
happy to return to E3 to share this with you.
Come on, Kitty, let's watch E3 together.
As creative director, I'm stoked to be here to share our new game with you guys.
I'm stoked
It
for you to be
combines
here.
two of my
I like your
gaming
necklace.
Yeah.
third-person action combat and competitive team multiplayer.
Uh-oh.
Our technical alpha's kicking off in just a couple of weeks, and we'd love for you to sign up, get involved, and tell us what you think. Or if you're here at E3, come and join us for a game. I really,
What
I
is
really
the
hope
game?
You guys like it. Check it
Overwatch
out.
2.
This is Bleeding Edge.
Oh, Bleeding Edge.
Edge. World premiere.
Repeating what the screen says.
Okay.
I was joking when I said Overwatch 2.
Buttercup. Did Buttercup just
Yes.
turn into a motorcycle?
See Kamen Rider Axel.
Oh! Yeah, one of those is worth mentioning. Combat. Okay, the combat from DMC was good. So it looks like they're trying to do a character action 4v4 online team fighter.
Yeah, based on what they said, it looks more melee focused than like Overwatch
Yeah.
is. Like there was at least one character with a gun, but like
Yeah, I don't think that was a great trailer.
No.
I think they were trying to focus too much on the characters and not really showing what gameplay was.
yeah, the problem I had was the character designs were a little bit too busy, so like
They
it was kind
were.
of hard to tell everyone apart. You needed
Yeah.
more like
I
individual.
need to see some more like in-match gameplay.
Yeah,
Is this more Ori?
some kind of
They've
pulsating.
shown Ori and the Will of the Wisps, like, yeah.
Yep.
It's like the third year in a row that we're seeing Ori and the Will of the Wisps. Is this game coming out?
No.
I mean, don't get me wrong. It's beautiful.
This is a trailer for a movie.
It's not, but okay.
Yeah, it is. See that? That right there? That's the director.
Oh. Hello, Spider-Son.
Yeah, see, he's directing. Get into character, Stitch! Get into character, Stitch!
I have been meaning to get the first Ori game off of Steam and play it. Because I've heard good things about it. But, man, like, I have... all I know when I see these trailers is I'm looking at something pretty.
Yeah. I mean, it looks kind of like more of a, I guess, Hollow Knight-y kind of platformer. I haven't played Hollow Knight, but I've watched you play it.
Yeah, no, from what I can tell, this is less... February 11th, 2020.
Okay.
So I think that's the first sign of a release date we've gotten.
Yep. Xbox Game Studios presents.
Is that a Minecraft?
A brand new game from the creators of Minecraft. So from space?
Are we actually getting Minecraft 2? Or
I mean,
Minecraft Story Mode Season 5? I don't know how many seasons. Oh.
Oh, it's definitely a little bit more action-based.
Isometric Diablo, but with Minecraft?
I mean, I'd take it.
Yeah, it looks like it's an isometric Diablo-style adventure
Diablo
game.
Immortal!
And that map is so Diablo.
That's a fucking Diablo skill. Diablo Immortal now on Minecraft.
And it's multiplayer. Illager. That guy said his name was Goblin Slayer. It's a key slime. This is Diablo as fuck.
It is. It's very Diablo.
This is really fucking Diablo.
This is very StarCraft.
Minecraft Dungeons!
Coming spring 2020.
4-player local and online co-op. Okay. Minecraft Dungeons. Neat.
Please welcome the head of Xbox, Phil.
There's Phil. Hey, Phil.
I'm the head of all Xboxes.
I'm going out here with my t-shirt and jacket on. Hey, guys, I'm Phil.
They made him head of Xbox because he could lift the most original Xboxes at one.
Phil, don't fuck with Phil Spencer. I know nothing about Phil Spencer. He's wearing a Psychonaut shirt. This guy always comes out with some kind of fucking game shirt on.
Okay.
Put your...
Thank you.
Okay.
Thank you.
Making your arms into an X above your head is the creepiest thing you could have possibly done.
We on Team Xbox live
Team
for this
Xbox.
exact moment.
When I get to yell at you gamers for being the troglodytes you are.
Share the best of our art form here with you in LA. And the moment you get to experience breathtaking new stories, new worlds, and new heroes for the very first time.
I think we're going to have to play through Psychonauts at
This
some point.
moment
Probably.
isn't just about finding some new games. It's about discovering your new games. This decisive moment of discovery is etched in your gaming history, alongside your every achievement, your every moment, your every new friend. This is why we on Team Xbox are always and will be dedicated to unleashing the next new games for you to discover and love.
That was a really nice speech. I've never owned an
whether
Xbox in
you're
my
one of
life,
the
and I'm never going
thousands
to.
with us here in Microsoft Theater,
I've been considering getting one because it'll save space on the computer for
or
games.
one of the billions around the world who play games, welcome to E3 2019.
Let's face it, Xbox has stopped being a console and started being a mini computer.
Yeah, pretty much.
That's all it really is.
is the single most
because
creative
you can't
and
play. There's no
energizing
games on
time
Xbox
in
that you
gaming
can't play
history.
on computer.
Games and gamers together.
Okay, find whoever's
now have
yelling
the
and tell them to
sheer
shut up.
magnitude to be a significant unifying force for the world.
Can't find my seat. Excuse me, just gotta find my seat right
The
here.
expanding universe of gaming has opened a new era of creative possibility. With more games, more creators, and more industry players than ever before. And gamers were everywhere. In under 2
Unfortunately,
decades,
yes.
the number of players in the world has more than tripled.
The numby of players.
Over 2 billion of us now play
I can't tell if it was
games
just
in
cut
every
off or
region
what.
and on every continent. And with new technological leaps, we get to play whatever we want, with whomever we want, and wherever we want.
As long as it's an online shooter.
On Team Xbox, every decision is guided by our belief that gaming is
No,
for
seriously,
everyone.
find those people who are
And
yelling.
that you owe us
Team
money.
and I are single-minded in our resolve
To get your money.
to bring everyone the games they want.
If they pay us.
Connect everyone to play with the friends they want.
What are you trying to say, Ryan?
Games cost money.
No
to
shit.
play wherever they want.
I'm just being a shithead.
Of course you are. It's E3. You're allowed to be a
This is
cynical
why
bastard
we
around
keep
E3.
innovating hardware and services. It's why we're uniting communities through crossplay.
Crossplay is good.
It's why we're investing with new
Yep.
distinctive creators.
Mm-hmm.
Above all,
I will say
gaming is
this.
for you.
Considering
This
how
is why we
Microsoft
scour the
was when the
world for
Xbox
your
One was
next
first
new
coming
game.
out to now, they
This
have done a
today
really good
is the
way of turning
largest
around their
showcase
image.
of games on any stage, anywhere this year.
They also are really good at doing that part too. They usually show a lot of games.
Thousands of games in development across Xbox One and Windows PC. We're highlighting 60 games for you,
10 more than last year.
including 14 games from Xbox Game Studios.
14 more than last
and
year.
over 30 games premiering in Xbox Game Pass.
34 is over 30, so what I said wasn't a lie.
In addition to
Actually, I think
showcasing
that's
all of
less
these games
from
over the
studios than last
show,
year. But yeah.
we'll also announce what's next at Xbox Game Studios.
Oh.
Sharing our
It's Taco
expansive
Tuesday.
plans for streaming, and of course, revealing more about our next new console.
Which probably amounts to
So thank
we're
you for
working on
joining us
Project
today. Let's jump
Gamma or whatever. Because when they announced the Xbox One X, it was Project Scorpio. It's like okay, more Jedi. Please give me something to work with in this trailer.
This is why we need AT-ATs whose pilots can turn around.
I'm Mr. Rogue One. Remember me from the hit movie Rogue One?
I do.
I'm here on Jedi business.
This is footage from the 15 minutes they showed yesterday.
Not all of them.
Amazing how editing what we've shown actually makes it look not boring.
A Jedi.
We have to stop them. That's the plan.
Become a Jedi, just like all those other games where you became a Jedi.
Get lost.
I actually love the part where they asked the developer, because EA's was yesterday, and it was born. It was EA. They asked the guy, "Hey, in other games, you can decide to be a light side or a dark side. Will you get to do that in this game?" And they're like, "No, no, you're
No, we are not doing that again.
you're this character. You're doing our story."
You're a Jedi,
Yeah.
not a...
Well, the part that gets me is they're like, this
Dej.
takes place after Order 66, and you're trying to rebuild the Jedi Order. And all I can say is, well, I guess that fails.
Yeah, didn't succeed.
What? Okay, all right, yep.
It's
Okay.
Blair Witch, the game.
Oh, no. Wait. You look like fucking James Sunderland.
Peter Shannon, a 9-year-old boy, went missing on Saturday. This afternoon, the authorities are organizing a search in the Black Hills Forest.
Okay, Bullet. Let's find this kid.
Okay.
Wait up, Bullet. Bullet!
Bullet!
Boy!
Bullet! Is this Outlast 3?
And then the Blair Witch came.
Oh, fire!
That dog better live.
I swear to God, if this actually is Blair Witch the game.
Remember a minute ago when this happened?
Yes. Oh shit, I think it's actually Blair Witch the game.
Okay, Bullet. Let's find this kid.
Do it. I fucking dare you. Okay, I'm done. I'm fucking done. Are you? Fuck you, Ryan. Fuck you.
I'm a horrible goblin man, and I was right.
Blair Witch the game. Oh my god.
CG Project Red presents
Hey!
Neon.
Cyberpunk! Gonna get cyberpunked.
Hey, that car has speed holes in it.
Yeah, duh. When you're in cyberpunk land. That's a good way to lose your butt.
No, he's a street samurai. He's fine.
Wrong mythos.
Then why did he have samurai written on his jacket while on the street?
Because he thinks it looks cool. Your color isn't nearly glowy enough.
No, I had to check. There's a cat that keeps trying to get in.
You made it. You blowing up all over the news. Are you alone?
I just want the money.
Want the money.
You got the chip? All right. Start her up, Bug. Why don't you go to the bathroom, wash up. We gonna be with you in a minute. What? Oh, come on, man. Your neck. It's a mess.
I see we're going Johnny Mnemonic on this.
Wash the piss off your neck.
Please give us some actual gameplay.
No.
Initiating combat.
You don't need gameplay for games.
That's what I'm talking about. All right, in and out. We're rich.
Okay.
Oh, we are going to the major leagues, Jackie.
Oh no.
Oh no, my friend died doing crime.
The censorship is so good.
Now,
Mr. Wells' condition is critical.
Go.
Immediate medical help is
Okay,
required.
just hold on. Hey,
This,
just think about all the good that we're gonna have. Huh?
Okay. Someone complained about all the fucks going around a year or two ago.
Yeah.
Because we are getting censorship out the butt.
Now kiss.
Yeah, it's a real detailed hand looking there.
I appreciate the detail that went into washing blood
No,
off this
I
man's
just
hand.
realized it's called the No-Tell Motel.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Alright, well, you're just unpleasant.
What is this, some kind of deception? That's an outrage. This is a disgrace. For shame. I didn't ask for trouble the moment I came. Is this Lion King 2 song appropriate to what's going on right now?
I have no idea.
Every corporal cop in this city is gonna be blasting down these doors after what you and your psycho friend did. We didn't need all this tension, damn it.
Ah, she's hacking him! Can't hack gun!
Some people think they can outsmart me. Maybe. Yet to meet someone who can outsmart bullets.
Okay, rebooted. Now you're in a dump.
Wake the up, samurai.
Oh, here it comes.
We have a city to burn.
Hey, Keanu.
Hey, Keanu. See? You don't need gameplay. Look, we have Keanu Reeves walking out on stage.
I mean, I would take Keanu Reeves over gameplay. He can tug my joystick anytime. The joystick is the
that
penis.
announcer guy just creamed himself because he got to say, "Please welcome Keanu Reeves."
Well, yeah. It's fucking John Wick. You pay respect.
Hello, Los Angeles.
Was he Bill or Ted? I never really.
Yeah.
I keep forgetting.
He was Ted.
He was Ted. Ted Theodore Logan.
Good to see you. Thank you.
I have no idea what I'm doing here.
All right.
I have a thing they pay me to say.
Gotta talk to you about videos game.
Talk to you about something.
What do you want to talk to us about,
CD
Keanu?
Project Red.
Gave me money.
They're like Polish or something. Yeah.
All right.
I said words.
A while back, the guys from CD Projekt Red approached me and asked me to be a part of their new project, Cyberpunk 2077.
Cool.
They were going on and on about how they'd create this vast open world with a branching storyline, how you'd be able to customize your character through in-game choices. And it's not something I knew before, but I was excited by. And I'm always drawn to fascinating stories. Cyberpunk. It's set in a metropolis of the future, where body modification has become an obsession. You play as an outlaw, an enhanced mercenary working in the sleazy underbelly of the city. Yeah. Okay, but let me tell you.
Tell me.
The feeling of being there, of walking the streets of the future, is really going to be breathtaking.
Is it?
You're breathtaking.
Oh, that guy got a thing on Keanu.
Good.
All right. So, I gotta finish this. So tell me.
At some point, I gotta quit
You guys
talking.
want to know when there's the release date?
That thing where it comes out. What's it called?
Yeah. All right. Then check this out.
Look over there.
Finger point.
I love you so much, Keanu. You're such a good
here
boy.
we go. This is what I wanted to see.
Mr. Hand sent me. Am I right for the job? Okay, I'm in.
Few have gone through to the other side.
Let's do this.
Go into the Matrix. Got a little bit of gameplay there. 4/16/2020.
You were so close to the super weed number.
I find it funny that that's what?
World premiere.
57 years? And we'll be seeing the world that they're saying is going to be existing.
Yep.
We could technically be alive by that point.
If the climate doesn't destroy us all.
Oh, this looks cute.
He's got an energy fishing rod.
Look at this.
You know what it gives me?
Is this
It gives me kind of a Walk Fu-ish vibe.
It does. It also reminds me of Battle Chef Brigade. Aw, hug that dear person. Oh, I have a feeling I am going to play the shit out of this. Look how fucking wholesome this thing is.
It looks pretty good.
And you're building like a boat fleet like in Gargantia?
You and your band of animal friends can go on a boat and stop lightning.
Learn how to say goodbye. Oh fuck, is this made by the same people who made like Bastion and Pyre and games that make you feel sad at the end?
And then you can ascend to a higher plane with your dear friend. Your dear friend.
I forget what the name of that company is.
I'm calling it now. You're drawing constellations in the sky.
Possibly. That sounds about right. Spiritfarer. Thunder Lotus. Okay. That looks good.
Just throwing words together.
Spirit
does look good though.
That looks interesting. Anything that even attempts to have a major mechanic centered around centered around base building, I am for. They're back.
You guys got Battletoads?
Yes, this is those memes are gonna be coming back. And Ziz.
Man, I'm just really glad Della didn't get to name her kids, because I mean these would have been really bad names. I wonder if co-op will actually be beatable this time.
Yeah. Beat 'em up. Action. Epic bosses. Epic fire, clever puzzles, teamwork, bracing combos. Blah, 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 blah. Okay, so they changed the things to look this way. That like immediately makes that mini game easier just by changing the perspective.
The Legend of Right.
The Legend of Right. Oh shit, I gotta start writing more stuff down.
Nah, you're fine.
Did we get a release date on Battletoads there?
Nope.
Okay. Legend of Right.
This looks pretty interesting. It looks almost, it's got a really cool style to it.
It reminds me of, shit.
Scribblenauts?
Scribblenauts, yeah. But no, West of Loathing.
Okay, yeah.
Which I never beat, but was always fun. Oh, this looks really cool.
Yeah, I really like this.
I like this style.
Honestly, even if the gameplay is just kind of like semi-bog standard hack and slash, the presentation is what makes it look really good.
Oh yeah.
So, I really like this.
Why are you pointing at me there, mister? Like a little light.
Okay, yeah, this is really cool.
RPG Time: The Legend of Right.
Coming in 2020. Okay, we're definitely gonna have to play that because that looked really cool. That more so than anything was really up my alley.
We get is this? Oh yeah, this is their indie reel. I'm not gonna be able to keep track of any of this, but we might go back through it later. Yeah, I wish they'd zoom the fuck in.
No.
Dead Static Drive. Sounds like the guys who did Donut Planet. Pathologic 2, Star Renegades. Ooh. Creative Vision.
Star Renegades looks pretty cool.
All launching on Xbox Game Pass.
After Party.
That was the one that looked pretty good. They announced it.
Totally accurate battle simulator. That one looks pretty funny.
There's The Good Life. Being made by Swery. Crosscode. That's on Steam and Switch, I believe.
Creature in the Well. Oh, that looks pretty cool.
Killer Queen Black is coming to my Xbox as well. Okay. River Bond. Unto the End. Ooh. Blazing Crow. That looks cool.
Yeah.
Felix the Reaper, a romantic comedy game about the life of death.
That looks like it'd be pretty fun.
Undermine. Okay. Secret Neighbor. That's the neighbor.
Iconfell.
Lord of the Rings living card game.
Night Call.
Ooh. Totem Teller.
Buy our Game Pass, buy it, buy it, buy it, buy it, buy our Game Pass, buy our Game Pass, buy it, buy it, buy it, buy it, buy our Game Pass, buy our Game Pass.
The guy was on fire.
Buy our Game Pass, buy it,
there's always a few cool looking things inside their indie.
Yeah. I mean, a lot of indie games
Head of Xbox
kind of go more on their look
Sarah.
really, like a lot of the time to like get you hooked. It's like here's this look, and then like the gameplay
Yeah.
you get it a little bit later. But
Yeah, the unfortunate thing though is that a lot of times they're also kind of forgettable because you didn't get a good look at the name or anything.
Premiere on Xbox Game Pass day 1.
which is tomorrow. Surprise! It's not.
At Xbox, our passion is
Oh,
to
all the
help
games you saw.
find and play
Okay.
the games that you love.
I was like, I didn't hear what
through
they said it was going to be
creation,
premiering.
curation, and discovery.
Help me find Pokemon Gold.
Passion is Xbox Game Pass. My team travels the globe, seeking out fan favorites and hidden gems, and crafts partnerships with their creators so that you can discover your next favorite game.
So is this where you say there's some obscure
Mind-blowing
Japanese
experiences,
RPG coming to the
epic
next?
adventures, and iconic characters, all for you to explore.
Yay.
It has been awesome to see the record-breaking success developers have had in Xbox Game Pass.
Because it gets us so much money.
Why is Resident Evil 5 on it?
Because Resident Evil was an indie game made by indie developer
The
Capcom.
number of partners in Game Pass, adding more games from more genres. Platformers, RPG, adventure, sports, puzzles, and more every single month.
Those are the
And of
5
course,
genres.
Every Xbox
My favorite
Game
genre
Series
is
title
more.
you see today will premiere in Game Pass day 1.
They will be available on the store when they're available on the store.
We
I actually don't know what
thrilled
Xbox
to
Game Pass
announce
is.
New titles coming to Xbox Game Pass.
I think that's their
on console
streaming
today,
service?
including
Maybe.
Batman: Arkham Knight,
Eh.
Metro Exodus,
Oh, shit.
Hollow Knight, and Borderlands: The Handsome Collection.
Okay, Metro Exodus is a big thing considering the shit that Epic has been getting.
Playing today.
And you can start playing them today. So everyone's going to be excited to play
Our mission
Metro
at
who
Xbox
doesn't want to
is
go
for
to
you
the
to be
Epic
able to
store.
play any game
Also, yay,
with
Hollow Knight.
anyone, anywhere.
They said
And
Void
we
Heart
know
Edition,
for
which
many
means
of
that's
you
the
that
finished,
means PC.
complete DLC
That is
version of
why
that game.
last month we announced Xbox Game Pass for PC.
So it's PC Game Pass.
No, it's Xbox Game Pass for PC. You can play
Today,
Xbox games on your
the
PC.
Game Pass journey
I can
on
do that
PC
already.
begins.
But no, these are games that are on the Xbox on your PC.
PC players can discover their next favorite game with Xbox Game Pass. We have curated
As opposed
over
to Steam.
100 games
Banner Song's over there.
just for PC, including favorites like Imperator Rome and Football Manager 2019.
Imperator is a word. Well, hey, I mean any
And
service that'll
for the
put
first
some
time on
pep in
PC,
Steam's
starting
step.
with Halo Reach, the entire Master Chief Collection.
Yay!
Hey
Master
guys, it's
Chef.
Master Chief. Please come buy my games for the 15th time.
Woo! We are thrilled to share that Xbox Game Pass for PC launches in open beta today.
Sure, cool.
Featuring such state-of-the-art things as a shopping cart.
Well, that's again, I don't know what Game Pass is, so I don't think it's actually a store. I'm pretty sure that's their streaming service. You should look it up.
I should. Cameron's giving me that look like, Ryan, you're not moving because I'm not going
I'm
to.
not giving you any look. I'm paying attention to the games that are coming up on the screen.
He's giving it with his brain.
Well, yeah. Oh, that otter just gave you a little rock.
It was a seashell, you plebeian.
Two.
Rise of the Tomb Raider.
I guess
I like us seeming like we're incompetent idiots. It feels more real to life.
Xbox.
$9.99 a month.
So yeah, it's probably
Xbox
streaming.
Game Pass for PC
That's
is
not bad.
here now. Try it out by downloading the all-new Xbox app on Windows.
Yeah,
And
it's
if
basically
you
streaming.
want it all, we have created a membership just for you.
What?
Xbox Game Pass Ultimate.
Da, 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 da,
Featuring
da, da,
Golden
da, da,
Bahamut.
Da, 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 da,
You
da,
get
da,
everything.
da, da.
Xbox Game Pass for console with over 100 great games, Xbox Live Gold, an unrivaled gaming community, and now Xbox Game Pass for PC at no additional charge.
I mean, I wouldn't say unrivaled gaming community for Xbox Live is a good thing, but it does exist.
So...
And because it's E3, everyone can jump in and play today for $1.
However, you have to physically give the dollar to me.
Now go discover your next favorite game.
I have to go find her and give her the dollar. So do you need Xbox Live in order to play online games on the PC version of Xbox Pass? Because
captured in real-time 4K, powered by satellite data and Azure AI.
Okay, sure. Is this the cars?
I mean, it's very pretty clouds. Very pretty mountains.
Or
very pretty city.
The way they were saying
an equally
that,
pretty
I
city.
I can't even tell if this is rendered or not.
Very pretty plane.
Okay, that's rendered.
Yeah. No, planes can fly themselves.
Flight Simulator for Xbox. I think that's what we're actually doing.
I mean, that is pretty cool.
Yeah.
It just lets you fly around and, like, see the planet in real life. That's honestly pretty cool.
In real time?
Yeah.
That's impressive as shit. Obviously not like cars and everything.
Yeah.
But like, okay, but can I crash into buildings and shit? What will happen if I crash into buildings?
I assume it'll do what regular Flight Simulator does and just kick you back to the menu.
Oh, that's lame. That's lame as I marvel at the wonder of technology. Microsoft Flight Simulator. Cool.
Yeah.
I joke, but I'm not gonna shit on that. Hopefully there'll be like a special controller or something for that.
Do you remember a time?
Nope.
Pepperidge Farm remembers.
And powerful cities collapsed.
I do not.
When the smallest of choices echoed through the pages of history. It was an age of empires.
Definitive edition! It's Age of Empires 2!
Definitively.
Okay, admittedly, that does look pretty good.
Now in 4K.
In terms of making Age of Empires look really, really good.
Twice as many Ks as were previously available. Including an all-new campaign, The Last Cons.
I would need to talk to someone who's played Age of Empires to be like, is Age of Empires 2 the good one?
Return to in Age of Empires 2 Definitive Edition.
I like how that essentially means that this is this year's equivalent of Tales of Vesperia Definitive Edition from last year.
Razors? I see you at a donkey's age. Welcome to beautiful Colorado. Home to the Purple Mountains Master G of the Rockies.
What?
Hike through colorful canyons. Get up close and personal with a wild and woolly wild ice.
What?
Sample home-cooked delicacies. Eat where the locals eat. Visit Colorado Springs.
Okay.
There's so much to see and do in this post-apocalyptic winter wonderland.
Feels like a Fallout Tactics kind of thing.
Yeah. I was gonna say XCOM.
Colorado has colorful characters and
That's the two-headed go.
faces everywhere you look. See our beautiful airport. And don't forget to pick yourself up a nifty souvenir. So don't be shy. Colorado's waiting for you. First round's on me. First round's on you.
Wasteland 3?
Okay.
Not familiar. Have to look that up later.
I assume there are 2 other Wastelands.
I would assume at least.
Matt Booty.
Matt Booty!
Show us the booty. No, turn around. The booty is behind you.
Games are at the heart of our mission. Over the last year,
our mission to take over the world.
You look like someone slightly melted Mark Ruffalo.
It's fantastic.
What do you need me to do with that information, Ryan?
Sharing new games.
What am I supposed to take this?
And there's more to come.
I mean, I'm just saying, for a man with the name of Booty, we're not seeing a lot of ass.
Studios around the globe. And for me, great studios are about people, teams, and ideas.
Okay.
Our success comes down to one thing: creating great games that players love. And great games come from great developers.
Like BioWare!
I'm honored today to announce that joining Xbox Studios.
You bought more people?
Double Fine Productions.
Okay, so that's why. Yep, okay.
They bought the studio making the game they canceled.
Which game was that?
Psychonauts.
Oh.
Beacon of creativity and spirit in game development for almost 20 years.
Which is why we canceled Psychonauts the first time around.
Brutal Legend and Broken Age. I'm looking forward to Double Fine joining Xbox and seeing
God,
what we create
Brutal
together.
Legend ever got like
Please
an HD
join me
remake.
and welcoming the founder and president of Double Fine Productions.
Oh
Tim
shit.
Schafer.
Fucking Tim Schafer! Oh yeah, they're playing Psychonauts music.
Hello,
Come on,
everyone.
Just do Psychonauts 2.
No.
Oh, look, he's wearing a Psychonauts shirt.
Thank you so much, and thank you, Matt. We are so excited to be joining Xbox Game Studios, and I'm here to personally reassure you, Matt. I don't know what you've heard, but I'm a team player. Whatever you need from Double Fine, we'll make for you. Halo stuff, Forza stuff, Excel stuff, whatever you want, we are there.
Just don't ask for a Psychonauts sequel. You guys canceled that first one.
Tim, we just want you to make great games.
Oh, that's such a relief because I was totally lying.
Oh,
In that case,
Tim.
We brought a brand new trailer for Psychonauts 2. Take a look if you
Yay!
dare.
Hold on, Cameron.
What?
You don't dare. Stop daring. I've
swear
covered
to
his
God,
eyes.
I will bite you.
So he can't dare.
My name is Raz.
Okay, Zim.
Today is my first official day on the job.
Yeah, man, that voice actor is getting a lot of work.
Rasputin? I'm on him. Looking for me?
Sensors! Looking good! Looking psychonauty.
It's falling apart. We've lost control of Lobato. I put the old egg in the box and the basket in the... No, I won't tell. I won't tell anyone. I promise. No, please.
That's a lady. She mad.
It might be the witch who cursed their family to be to drown in water.
Neat. Cameron, everyone drowns in water.
Well, I mean,
world premiere.
More so than normal people.
So like Sonic levels of drowning?
Yep. Wait, what? We already did this. Okay. Oh. Okay, if you say so. Is this like... Oh, here you go.
Oh, happy snow, Kylo.
Oh man, I just made myself lightheaded there. Oh jeez, the Skywalker saga. Oh, that's great.
Yeah.
I never thought. Aww, look at him go. I never thought I'd laugh so hard at Kylo Ren making a Darth Vader snowman.
I knew I would laugh that hard at that.
Akira Toriyama.
Dragon Ball.
Yeah. Oh, this is the RPG they've been saying that was on their way.
Yeah, dead Yamcha.
Or it's Xenoverse 3, I don't fucking know. Ah, looks like Xenoverse 3.
Fucking Namek Saga spoilers, guys. Jesus.
Oh, they're literally seeing the best hits that have always been in every fucking trailer
Namek Saga spoilers.
for literally any fucking game.
Namek Saga spoilers, Cameron.
This is literally the tutorial to Xenoverse.
Are we playing Xenoverse? No.
Yes.
I mean, yeah, granted, at this point, like...
Oh, it is Project Z.
Action RPG.
Okay, well...
I mean, yeah, granted, at this point,
Dragon Ball Z Kakarot.
Oh, that's pretty cool, because it's basically probably just going to be Goku's story.
Yeah, I need to know
yeah,
more.
At this point, every Dragon Ball Z fan's just like, yeah, let me relive the highlights of the anime, because God knows I'm not watching the whole thing again.
I want to play through a GT game.
No one else does.
Ball Z Kakarot. I need to see more of that, because honestly, it looked like Xenoverse.
A surprise for you.
Okay. Uh-oh, she has a surprise.
It's all my death flags.
Alperna. I feel like
this
I know
is an
that.
outfit for a newborn. You bought it this morning. You wanted to surprise me.
I'm sorry.
You're pregnant.
You know?
I know because
I've been through
you
this
already
before.
gave it to me.
Yep.
This has happened before.
What are you talking about? What's going on?
Someone is coming. He's going to hurt us. He says you killed your father. I need to know what happened.
Ghost Trick
Why are you
2.
doing this? My father
Died of a heart attack?
No, I didn't have anything to do with...
Any second now, he's going to knock on that door. Help me.
This isn't happening. This can't be happening.
Police, open up.
That's him.
Did you call the police?
We have a warrant. Please open the door.
I didn't do anything.
We're here to help.
Don't listen to him. I'm your only chance.
Open the door right now.
You know me. I love you. You have to believe me.
Stop.
No.
You're under arrest.
No.
Hey!
You're home. What are you doing? Are you okay?
Time after time. Time after time. 12 minutes.
An interactive thriller about a man trapped in a time loop.
With Bill Murray.
Actually, come to think of it, I wonder if that was the studio that did A Way Out.
Groundhog's Day.
Because A Way Out, that looked a little bit like it. Deer!
More deer. Deer pushing a rail cart.
Way to the Woods, a game by Anthony Tan. All the lights will guide you home.
This is gonna be a sad game about deer.
Oh, I've seen... Yeah. This is that weird, like... There, everyone goes, it looks like a Ghibli inspired. And it's like, there's other things you can... You could just say it's a cartoon.
It's a sad game about deer.
Yeah, probably.
Apparently
yeah, this
your
is
antlers
this
are
has
magic.
been showed off on like Facebook and stuff. Those fish are glowing. You gotta go in. It looks like you're in a post-apocalypse. You're trying to get through a deserted city.
Everywhere is a post-apocalypse if you're a deer.
Shit, that's deep, bro.
Thank you.
Way to the Woods. Cool. For real this time?
We're making our way to the woods. Over there is the woods.
Up gears. It's Gears. Oh, lady, you got something. Just go like, oh god, now it's on the other side. Just do like this.
You're pulling a Doctor Strange there, lady.
Okay, this is trippy as shit, but. Okay. Oh. Ooh. Oh.
Why did I buy that acid? This is the worst acid I've ever dropped.
Shinnok? I don't know how to react here, guys. Just showing off your animation?
Yep.
Five. Bound by blood?
From the Coalition, please welcome Studio Head Rod Ferguson.
Rod Ferguson.
Hello, Rob, son of Fergus.
Rod, who is the son.
Thanks, everyone. We're excited to announce that Gears 5 is releasing on September 10th.
Cool. Never played Gears before.
And if you want to play 4 days early, you can with our Ultimate Edition or membership in the newly announced Xbox Game Pass Ultimate.
Fuck you.
With Gears of War 4, we wanted to earn your trust.
Pay 10
but with
pay
Gears 5,
$10 and you can play the
by
game
doing
40
new
days
things never
earlier than
seen in a
everyone
Gears
else.
game
It's
before.
fucking bullshit.
And we'll tell you all about it this summer. In July, join us
Put
for
your
our
phone
Versus
down.
multiplayer tech
No.
test, where you'll be one of the first to play our all-new
I don't
competitive
care
game
about
type,
Gears of
Arcade.
War.
That's fine.
In August at Gamescom, go hands-on
You don't have
with
to
the all-new
care,
horde
but
mode and see
comment
how
on
character
stuff.
abilities can turn the tide
Gears
on
of
the
War
battlefield.
is not very fun.
Says
In
you.
September, we return to the biggest Gears
There's
campaign
5 of
ever.
them. Someone
We'll
has to
explore more
enjoy
of
them.
Kate's harrowing
Yeah, there's
journey
5 of a
and
lot of
celebrate our
things.
launch on September 10th. But what are we talking about
Just because a
today?
parent has 5 kids doesn't mean they love them
It's
all.
a brand new way to fight the swarm. In Escape, you play as one of 3 hive busters.
Well, okay then.
You and your squad infiltrate the hive, plant the
Let
bomb,
me comment on
and
this.
escape
There's
with your life.
skulls and
Because
knives
we all
through
know
the
that
skulls.
best defense is a good offense. It's everything you love about Gears, turned up to 11.
Guys, your floor is breaking. Your floor is just okay.
The gear of war is gonna come out of there.
Maybe it will.
The one gear that causes all the
What
war.
the fuck am I looking at? Are you jealous? We get it. PlayStation does things. What? Oh, of course.
Yup.
They attacked. Lost everything. What the fuck? Everything except the need for revenge.
I mean, that's cool for us, but what the hell did everyone on the fucking stage see?
But it's not. It's an invasion. Invasion.
We lost everything except the Need for Speed. And Need for Speed 2. And Need for Speed 4. If we could only find 3, our collection would be complete.
Oh, it's a robot with tentacles. Tentacle bit. Be careful, Blackman.
Why did you need a holographic time projector on your bomb?
Ah!
That seems like a pointless use of hologram projector technology.
Why does that weird organic thing need a bunch of cable tentacles coming out of it? Yeah. Okay.
You guys should probably armor your arms.
You know, not necessarily needed. If you can cut through the armor very easily, then it's probably better to just have your arms free for mobility.
A small amount.
Electro knife.
A small amount of armor, like a forearm bracer or something, could still be useful.
See, like she has more mobility for her electro knife. So it's
still dumb.
It's a
Oh no, we're covered in pus.
It's like, yeah, so the game mode is... It's like Left 3 Dead, but also you're on a time limit, I guess.
Probably.
Escape coming to Gears 5. Cool.
Now you too can escape from this franchise. I'm under the stage now.
Your taste of Escape, an aggressive
Why?
three-player co-op experience, perfect for your living room couch. But it's not just about
Hear that,
busting
couch?
hives.
This
You can
game's
build
perfect
them
for
too,
you.
And challenge your friends with the experiences you create. And tonight, join me on Mixer as we challenge these three WWE superstars: Xavier Woods.
Oh, fucking Xavier Woods! God damn it!
To survive a gameplay deep dive from right here in the Hive. For those at home, for the next 2 days, you and your friends can play in
Fucking
select
Xavier
Microsoft
Woods.
stores. So good luck out running the swarm, and we'll see you on the leaderboards. Oh, and for anyone who pre-orders or plays within the first week, we've got something special just for you.
Okay.
The game will come to life and kick you in the dick.
The Terminator? You can
play as Thor.
You can play as the Terminator?
I like mine better.
That was clearly a T100.
Yeah, you get the Terminator Dark Fate character pack, so I would prefer Thor.
Terminator's getting some play considering he might be in Mortal Kombat as well. Terminator Dark Fate character pack.
We used the robot because Arnold Schwarzenegger's likeness was too expensive.
And also, he's really just getting old.
I mean, his likeness costs the same no matter which age you're using it.
No? Maybe... Oh, it's the elite... Now more elite than ever! Oh my god!
The world's most advanced connection of buttons.
Re-engineer from the inside out.
To be buttons.
Oh, you can... I'm like, what is that fucking that do? Higher precision control. I mean, there's some people who are looking at this and it's just pornographic. Grip. Sticks. Apex, Forza, and Gears. Or I guess you can name them and do whatever you want with them.
Yeah.
But it's funny. I want them to become pre-packaged with the Apex, Forza, and Gears. Up to 40 hours per charge. 30 new ways to play like a pro. $5 million!
$999.99.
Series 2.
Pre-order now.
Pre-order
at
now.
Xbox.com.
We won't tell you how much or when they come out, but you can buy them. Oh, Dying Light 2. This was announced last year, so it's good to see that we're still following
My
up on
father
it.
saved my life. He told me never to forget who I am, where I come from.
See, it's nice to know that in the post-apocalypse you can still have some fashion. Yeah. Ooh, that's new.
Because when darkness comes, I might be gone.
Got a parkour! Zombie parkour! Parkour zombie!
virus tore society apart,
This is gonna
but I
like
won't let it turn me into an
open
enemy.
doors and then close them behind you. That's pretty neat.
Staying alive
Hello,
became
kitty.
the essence of our existence.
You want to kill
Life
zombies
must
with
be more than
parkour?
just survival.
Yes, you do. Yes, you do.
Every day, the disease tries to crush us and make us forget who we are.
Who's this
but
Assassin's Creed looking motherfucker? I gotta wear my hoodie. Come here.
My name is Aiden.
Aiden.
And I am infected.
Oh. You were that was the thing in the first one too, was you could actually keep the infection from getting to you through drugs.
Okay.
World premiere.
And it looks like they're taking that a step further, which is cool. I like that. Forza, bring out the car! Yeah.
Vroom vroom, very fast.
Also, Forza Horizon is the one I think that people really go gaga for. Actually, this
Break through small British
I think
countryside
this was
walls.
the one that was. What? What? We need fucking Forza Horizon 4 right the fuck now.
Good. I like it.
Dude, are you kidding me? That is the coolest thing ever.
I like it.
Yeah. That's so cool. And there's like, can you? Oh, if they say you can do custom maps, I will lose my shit. Oh my god, look at this! Can I buy just this? Oh, that's so awesome. You just named two awesome things. I also love that you can use the normal cars in the Lego levels too.
Yeah.
That's so... See, that's so creative! Expansion available June 13th. Lego Speed Champions. That's so cool! Now wheel a Lego car out! Actually, that car could be made out of... It is made out of Legos!
It's made out of Legos. Good job. Good job, Forza.
How did you fucking manage to make me give a shit about Forza?
For design, with about 500,000 of Lego's legendary bricks, you get this incredible life-size Lego Speed Champions McLaren Senna. Combine the beauty
Lego's so
and freedom
fucking
of
cool.
Horizon
Lego
with
is
the
cool.
playful fun of Lego, you get the
Thanks,
Forza
Ralph
Horizon
Fulton.
4 Lego Speed Champions expansion. You will drive this Senna and more Lego Speed Champions cars in an entirely new world, packed with inventive new challenges, new areas to explore, and loads of bricks to smash. The Forza Horizon 4 Lego Speed Champions expansion
Forza.
launches this week.
I'm not making fun
I'll
of
see you
him,
there.
but...
Oh, sweet. Launches this week.
I might have to buy Forza Horizon 4!
Do you have an Xbox?
It's on PC. Gears Pop! Ryan, you seem to have forgotten. Xbox does not have exclusives anymore. So this is the mobile game they were talking about last year. The second of the 3 Gears games they announced. No, the first one they announced.
Congratulations on combining two things I'm not fond of. Gears
Yeah.
of War and Funko Pops.
It's actually kind of weird that the first real Funko Pop game I would see is just Gears and not like anything like a. You think they'd utilize all of the things that they have the rights to like make a crossover,
Yeah.
crazy big thing. Hey, it's got a fucking loot boxes on it. So yeah, it's like a defense game. Gears Pop. Pre-order our mobile game. And also you have like random dudes instead of the Gears people.
Give us money on Google.
Give us our Google money.
State of Decay 2, Heartland.
So expansion for State of Decay 2. That's cool. I've wanted to get into State of Decay, but it's expensive. It's a full-fledged, title, so...
Yeah.
Find the father I never knew.
My mission, find a hero I've never met. He hasn't radioed in days.
So this
He hasn't been
appears
seen
to
since the
be
outbreak.
some kind of story-based
Last time I heard his voice
The last place he was seen was in Trumbull Valley.
From what I saw of State of Decay 1, there's a lot of base management and setting up people working on specific things and keeping an area running.
Okay.
Which is I can't express enough how much I find that aspect of zombie apocalypse games fascinating and could play an entire game of that.
This is where my story could end.
It's why I hold out hope for every time I see a zombie game. It's like, can we have this one be the one that actually focuses on the idea of building up a colony or something?
Sounds like Fallout 76 is the game for you.
That's what made me so upset about Fallout 76 failing, was I was legitimately interested in playing it, and it ended up being a pile of crap.
You and everyone else.
Yeah. Well, no, there were a lot of people who didn't want that. They actually hated the base mechanic of Fallout 4, and that's exactly what Fallout 76 was.
World premiere.
Me, I thought that was the only interesting part of the game. Sega! For the very first time, Japan's greatest online RPG launches an... Oh my god, are you serious? For realsies?
Dear everyone who pirated our game and played it with an emulator, fuck you, buy an Xbox.
Not in a million years would I have expected this. I have to get an Xbox. All the content. There are people who watched this and started freaking the fuck out.
Yep.
Because this was never gonna come stateside. Never.
I am legitimately amused by all these super crazy fantasy looking people fighting just like a real ass battleship.
Yeah, that's hilarious. Fucking Jesus. Okay. That's a big one. That's a big get.
Those of you who have played Phantasy Star know
Hey, Phil.
that this game had influenced many of the most popular games today. So
Uh-huh.
with great delight, we welcome Sega back to our stage and Phantasy Star back on Xbox.
Pretty sure there's just like somewhere in the Xbox office a giant neon sign going, fuck you, Sony.
Yeah, totally.
Meeting with developers, playing their games, and introducing you to their games. These are the best parts of my job. Back at E3 2017, when I first
Xbox
met
is
with the
getting
creators
that
of this
sweet,
next game,
import
they
money.
shared their ambition.
Fucking stop that
to bring
shit.
their massively popular
No.
game with its passionate community of
PC legend
650 million PC players to the entire world. I'm happy to announce our partnership with the legendary team at Smilegate. Their approach to game design demonstrates sheer creative boldness. Next year, you'll discover the newest entry in this landmark franchise. On console, for the very first time, only on Xbox. This is Crossfire X.
Cameron,
World premiere.
are you ready to get caught up in the Crossfire?
What is Crossfire?
What you'll get caught up in?
I've never heard of this.
You'll get to play as dudes who shoot guns.
Like
and fly planes.
I'm not. This is genuine here. I'm not trying to no sell this. I have no idea what I'm looking at. And they were like, this PC legend is gonna be on consoles in 2020, and I'm like, what? Oh no.
Oh no, Benedict Cumberbatch just blew up all of Starfleet Command. Now only Kirk is in charge. He shot all of his invisibles.
Looks like fucking Henry Cavill. Damn it! I'm dead!
Aw, nuts.
I got killed by this building!
Aw, nuts. I'm dying. I sure do like guns and shooting.
There's gotta be someone out there who's excited for this. I got nothing. I'm seeing a lot of things, but I don't know what any of it is.
Cameron,
oh
please.
Yes, trim back into the building.
They're shooting with guns. The only thing you need to know about game.
I feel like I should be excited, but I have nothing.
If they wanted you to be excited, they should have shown something exciting.
They tried.
Not very hard.
Yeah. I got nothing for you guys. Sorry.
World
It's
premiere.
because you're not an alpha gamer like Memphis, Tennessee.
World premiere, huh? That's a planet.
Oh, it's a Tales game.
Possibly.
No, because it had 2 moons. It's from Bandai Namco. It's a Tales game. Calling it now.
This is very different from every Tales game I've ever seen.
It's a Tales game. If it's not, you can do nothing to me.
Was a lie. Oh, that's very anime. That bitch has a gun!
You just ootin' at her.
That actually, yeah, this actually is probably a Tales game. Yeah. Yeah? Mm-hmm.
Ha! Tales of Arise. I was right.
That is the first time I've looked at a modern Tales game and been genuinely excited. That looks awesome. That looks like they're actually deciding to give a shit for once.
I mean, it's not the best Tales game, Tales of Symphonia, but...
Tales of Vesperia is pretty good. It's got some problems, but it's pretty good. But yeah, that was... Well, here's Borderlands.
There are 6 sirens in the universe. I used to be one of them.
Yeah.
My name is Lilith.
Hi, Lilith.
And I need you.
No, you don't.
That's cool. Fire Randy Pitchford.
You should fire Randy Pitchford. That's just... Can we go back to talking about how awesome that Tales game looked?
That Tales game looked really cool, actually. I'm, like, really excited for that. Like, I joke about Tales of Symphonia being the only Tales game I care about because it's the one I actually played and beat.
I've played most of Zestiria, and I started Berseria, and I'm playing Vesperia. They stole that. They stole that. For sure. I'd be more excited for Claptrap if it was the original voice actor, but like, my biggest problem with Tales of games is the animation and everything really feels like they're just getting by on the least amount of effort they can put into a game.
Listen, we made this look good on the PS2, and we're not updating that.
Yeah. Exactly. No, you put it. That's the best way I could see it.
Yeah, I mean, the story and the gameplay can do a lot for me, but I do think the fact that they're updating the look of it was a lot better. And the fact that it looks like it's going to update a little bit of the gameplay mechanics too is going to be really fun.
Oh yeah.
As long as they keep like some aspect of it, you know, but...
Meanwhile... I'm sorry,
I'll comment on your trailer when you fire Randy Pitchford.
This isn't going to be anything like what the actual gameplay of the game is.
I mean, one of the guys I actually kind of follow for Final Fantasy XIV news really liked the stuff he played when he went to a media event. But
oh, there's more, Ryan.
Is it a firing of Randy Pitchford?
Nope. There's really.
That's
You're
neat.
adding more shit to Borderlands 2?
That's neat. Fire Randy Pitchford.
I'm really glad I didn't bother buying Handsome Collection, considering they were going to add something to it.
Yep.
Fuck.
Fire Randy Pitchford.
Seriously, fire Randy Pitchford.
He is the worst.
Why you gotta fuck him like this, Ryan? Ooh, is this what I think it is? Yep, there's Miyazaki. This is Elden Rune.
He did Taka Miyazaki.
There's George R.R. Martin. Yep. Name drop. Come on, give me something.
We hired these famous people. Please buy our game.
Oh, this is certainly looking like Dark Souls.
I doubt you could even imagine it. That which commanded the stars, giving life its fullest brilliance. Wow. The Elden Ring. Oh, Elden Ring. Shattered by someone or something. Don't tell me you don't see it.
Look at that dude. I want to fight that guy.
It burns.
Elden Ring. Elden Ring, not Elden Rune.
That's neat.
That's about what I expected from this trailer.
I'd be more excited if I'd liked any game From Software had ever made.
Well, you're shit at video games, Ryan.
I don't like their combat system.
Well,
it's boring and slow.
Please welcome back Phil Spencer.
I seriously hate it.
That's great, Ryan.
Studios to one-person
Oh, hey, Psychonaut guy's back.
No, it's Phil Spencer.
No, he had the Psychonaut shirt on.
Oh, yeah.
That's what I meant.
Right now. Just today, we showed you 60
I know what Tim
games.
Schafer looks like. He has a beard.
We are now experiencing an unmatched expansion of creativity on Xbox.
One more game.
Gaming for you means connecting all of these creators to all of you.
Yeah, we've got like...
Last fall, we
I mean, there
announced
could
our
be like a
ambition
huge title
to
card
empower
at the end.
everyone, everywhere to
According
play
to our timer, we still have like
by
10
bringing
minutes left or
Xbox
so.
to the cloud. We will do this in two ways: through Project xCloud and
Through a catapult
console streaming.
that we launch
2
Xboxes
months
into the
ago,
sky
we
with.
connected all Xbox developers to Project xCloud. Today,
By launching
we
half of
invite
them into the
those of you
sky.
here at E3 for our
Oh, right, let's
first
talk about
public
hardware and shit.
hands-on of Project xCloud.
Yeah, Stadia looks cool,
To
guys.
experience the freedom to play
Oh, wait,
right
it
here at
doesn't.
the show.
Looks
And
like
you'll
a terrible
have two
idea.
ways to stream. There's a new platform feature, console streaming. It turns your Xbox One into your own personal and free xCloud server.
Okay.
Whether
well,
you're
free is
using
nice.
a console in our data center or your console at home, this October, you'll be able to use our hybrid gaming cloud to play your games wherever you go.
I can use a disc to do that.
I can use a disc to do that.
Where you play is now entirely your choice. You decide. So
Unless
let's
it's
talk
talking about streaming it from the console to separate TVs. Which
for us,
I have
the
no use
console
for,
is
but,
vital
you know.
and central to our experience. We heard you. A console should be designed and built and optimized for one thing and one thing only:
Netflix.
gaming.
So close.
I mean, that's all I use my PS3 for.
Created the world's most powerful console, Xbox One X, and innovated its groundbreaking processor and the Elite controller. The same team that engineered the world-class compatibility of today's Xbox One consoles. The same team that set the bar for live gaming services with
The
Xbox
same
Live.
team that canceled Scalebound.
This same team set out on a new mission: to create the future of gaming for you.
Okay. Yep.
When we think about the future of gaming, it's not just PC, it's not just console, it's not just mobile. It's really all of the above.
Xbox is all about choice. We're investing in technology all throughout the game stack.
The games you want with the people you want on the devices that you want.
And for us, that starts with our next generation console. We don't want to build just another console. We truly want it to be transformative.
More immersion, more exploration, more detail.
How do we make it easier for people to get into the game, to stay in the game?
One of the things that gamers and developers are incredibly excited about is reducing load times.
I'm an RPG gamer, and so like loading screens are a thing.
You're sitting there in the fake elevator because you know that the game's loading in the background. That's just an elevator ride forever.
That's our goal with gaming, is that you don't have those pauses.
This generation is going to be a bigger leap than any generation we've done before.
Okay, but sometimes this is necessary.
Yes,
At
I
the
don't-
heart of our next
I
generation
don't
console is
care.
our custom design processor,
We
leveraging
make
the
big
latest
computer.
Zen 2
That's what
Navi
you're just
technology
saying.
From our partners at AMD. From a pure processing perspective, this is 4 times more powerful than the Xbox One X. We're leveraging
So
high
is my
bandwidth
computer I'm watching this on
GDDR6
right now.
to ensure that we're getting the best performance possible.
It's going to usher
That's-
in
that's my
resolution
biggest
and
problem
frame
with
rates that we've
console
never seen
wars,
before.
is like
never seen before.
I don't really care how powerful your console is if I can make a computer that's
8K
more powerful.
Variable refresh rate.
Granted, the real reason why they do this is because the console is a cheaper solution.
Yeah, I mean, like,
personally most excited
and no
about
shit,
is
you
the
want it to be
SSD.
powerful.
We've created a new generation of SSDs. We're actually using the SSD as virtual RAM.
We're seeing more than 40
Like, I mean, I
times
just
performance
don't
increases
care.
over the current
And
generation.
Because what sells me a
really,
console isn't how powerful the console is, it's the games on it.
Yeah.
Which is, I mean, this is nice for game developers. Because, like, hey, here's more power that you have. You can do bigger, crazier, more insane shit with it. But, like, I feel like half the time all the game developers do is use that to render a grittier, browner building that's exploded.
Yeah.
Like,
This is the most
Like
immersive
get
console
excited for the new thing that's not a computer.
Is give developers
Yeah,
the power
like,
to build
I'm
the game
sorry.
they've always envisioned.
We have hundreds of people across both our first-party studios.
Like,
as
we
well
can
as our
render these
third-party
really
studios
cool
working on
cool
those
looking
next-generation
dude, and it's like,
experiences today.
but it's not a game. It doesn't do anything. It doesn't exist past your tech demo.
That's a big family.
At 343,
and again,
for
it's
us,
you know,
it's
it's
always
nice to
about
give
more
developers
seamless worlds
better
with the
space and
next
option to do
generation.
stuff with, but
We
like,
can bring the world to life in a way we've never experienced.
I mean, at this point, we're really like we've kind of hit the point where graphical fidelity is kind of as fine as it really needs to be.
Yeah, until we're flat out rendering real life people, and you can't tell.
So like, I think that's what annoys me more about game developers than like console developers. Is like they see this whole thing and they're like, okay, let's render every fucking pore on Keanu Reeves' skin. It's like, give me something else to like look at. Like, it's fine if it's just, you know, Keanu Reeves or whatever, but like,
Yeah. Comes forward with Scarlet.
Scarlet. Project Scarlet, exactly. What did I say?
Yep,
We're gonna get the-
holiday
It
2020.
eats monsters for breakfast.
What?
This
It eats monsters for breakfast, Ryan.
The most powerful and highest performing console we've ever designed.
You said that last
Built
time.
For creators to
Well, I mean,
unleash their boldest
you're not
creative
saying
vision
anything, Phil.
And optimized for players.
No, I mean, it would have thrown us for a loop if he'd come out here and been like as powerful as a Super Nintendo Entertainment System.
Immersive experiences begin.
I would literally love him to say the most powerful console we will have developed until the next one.
Partners at AMD,
Yeah, I mean,
co-engineered and custom designed.
you either design better or design cheaper. Those are the two things you do with consoles.
Yeah.
It's like, here's a new console. It's just as good as what you have, but please buy it anyway.
You could see
because we're going to start developing games for it and only it soon.
And performance.
That's one thing, is if they came out and said, yeah, we're working on this project because we really want to make things easy for people to play the old games they like.
Yeah.
When we talk about Xbox in the cloud,
because every game console that comes out should be backwards compatible unless it's some kind of really huge departure like what the Switch is.
Yeah.
Because that thing right now, as it is you can't make that thing backwards compatible.
The formation of our future in cloud.
Buzzword, cloud. Please buy our thing.
With a game reviewers called the definitive reason to own an Xbox.
I think you mean the only reason to own an Xbox.
Yeah. And is worth saving. Next holiday, we will launch Project Scarlet with Halo.
Yeah. I was going to say, they're going to follow this up with the Halo trailer.
Hey, look. It's our sure bet that will make you buy this.
I mean, unless it comes out on PC, which it probably will. At which point, I'll have even lower load times and better pores.
Which Rooster Teeth is this?
Yeah, at least Rooster Teeth has new models to look forward to. Uh-oh, he's breached. I played one Halo game in my time, and it was okay.
I had some friends who were big into it back in high school. They would play through like the multiplayer and shit.
Yeah, obviously. Which is why Halo 5 being like basically gutting multiplayer was a death knell for it.
Show me Mr. Chef.
Your glowy is glowing. Ryan, you are the master chef.
Daddy's listening. Can you say hi?
What the fuck?
And how big are you? Can you tell Daddy how big you are? Are you so...
Look at our render!
Look at the back of my face!
That was creepy.
Good singing.
What is this?
How about I miss you? And I love
it
you.
looks disturbing, guys. It doesn't look good.
Yeah, that's real bad.
And I can't wait to see you. Can you say see you?
See you.
This, you're illustrating future tech. It should look really good.
This looks worse than if it was just a fucking picture. This is my problem with future hologram technologies. A picture on a screen is better.
Sometimes. Is it the Master Chef?
We get it, it's cold.
Go, man! Signal detected! It's friendly!
Signal detected. Tag designated.
This is UNSC Pelican Echo 216.
Can you read again?
This is UNS.
Master Chef.
And then he landed on the planet Phazon, where he had to fight off the space pirates.
I wish I was watching a Metroid trailer right now. Well, I mean, that's impressively rendered armor.
Looks like the main power cells are fried. Auto shut down. Triggering survival mode.
Ah, yes. Survival mode.
I'm going to try to override.
You should do that, buddy.
Okay. If you can hear me in there, I hope you're ready. Please don't die. Please.
Dude, hurry it up. I've been basting my own piss for a week.
And you can instantly tell where it went from pre-rendered into actual game footage.
Yep.
You can immediately tell the difference.
Now get out your gun and shoot him.
Chief. I rerouted what little power I had into your suit. Looks like there's a problem with the servos in your hands. Stay calm. You've been out there a while. I know I saw something in here to check your armor's diagnostics.
Your AI is not detecting.
Whoa, easy there, big guy. You're not...
Status report.
Status report? What?
What?
There's something you need to see, Chief.
Hombre. I don't think that's Yuri. It really sounded like Yuri to me at first. Conk his head on that door.
Yeah.
We lost. Lost everything. There's nothing left for us here. I don't even know where here is. No. Not then. Not again. We need to run.
No.
Yeah.
Fight.
I was gonna say, if he didn't say it.
Get ready.
Halo
Chef.
Infinite.
Master Chef. Okay. Oh, get on the thing. Oh, the thing is moving. Oh, look at the blow
I
up.
chose you because you were special.
And I chose you because you were sexy.
I knew we would be perfect together. And I was right.
Okay, well, Cortana's coming back, I guess.
Good for her.
Good for her indeed. Is that what I say? I feel a feeling that's what we're ending it on. Gonna do another sizzle reel. Yep, looks like it.
Here's all the things we made. Buy our products. Buy our stuff with your money.
Well, once again, they did show off a bunch of shit. Some of which looked pretty damn good.
Yeah.
That fucking Lego. Oh my god.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, I'm stuck here going, I really just wish I had a Lego racing game, you know?
Yeah.
Sports. Sports ball. That cat's there. Discover. The song lyrics. Vampires. Oh, Sea of Thieves. That's what it was. We didn't see any of Sea of Thieves, actually.
Nope.
And they had like 2 expansions that were coming out when last year was announced. And I believe that is it. Yeah, thank you, GameStot, for the video.
All right, that was the Xbox E3 conference. So, Cameron,
Yes.
total thoughts on Xbox.
All right, let's go down let's go down the list here.
Okay.
Let's take a look here and let's go over what we had here. So we started off with Outer Worlds, which
I mean, yeah,
we didn't hear anything new about it. Which let's be fair here. This is actually my counter argument to a lot of things is more than often when you hear about E3, the showcases that only show footage and don't have a lot of talking are the ones that are heralded.
Yeah.
The problem is a lot of the times in just a trailer, there's not a lot you can get across.
Right.
So
it's more
Outer
like
Worlds
look at
is
our...
like, yeah, we saw a lot of what will obviously be very Fallout-y kind of action.
Because I think the thing with Outer Worlds is it's kind of banking more on the fact that it's made by Obsidian.
Right.
So it's banking more on the like, you know, kind of what we're about. So here's the environment we're going to show it to you in.
Yeah, but like, I don't know anything about character progression. I don't know anything about what like the HUD or anything is there. We got to see like some of the powers and abilities that you could use. That was pretty cool. Bleeding Edge. That was the 4v4 by Ninja Theory. I need to see that in action in the coming days. I'm sure we'll get a lot of footage coming out of E3. I want to know what the actual gameplay of that is. Like I said, Ninja Theory, for all that's been said about DMC Devil May Cry, a lot of people thought, especially with the addition of Definitive Edition, that gameplay wasn't terrible. They actually were able to get action gameplay across pretty good.
For my money, I feel like, again, the character designs were a little bit too busy initially.
Yes.
Like, because I don't want to compare every team shooter to Overwatch, but this looks like it's very much inviting the Overwatch comparison, so I'm going to bring it up here.
It reminded me more of Gotham City gangs or whatever it was. That was a squad-based thing where you had a lot of really over-designed characters.
Right, because like the thing about the Overwatch characters is they're all pretty simple to break down design-wise, and they all have very simple silhouettes.
Silhouettes is the big thing.
Whereas this is like it's big person and other big person and skinny person.
Now,
and
that's why I'm saying with gameplay, more than likely you're gonna have like overlays and like red outlines for enemies and blue for good, but a lot of that was blending together chaos.
Yeah, it's like, man, if I knew what was going on, this would look really neat.
Exactly. Ori.
I mean, it looks good. I've never played Blind Forest.
I've heard Ori and the Blind Forest is a pretty nice game. They're clearly taking their time to make it look as pretty and sound as great as possible.
Yeah.
Minecraft Dungeon. Oh, I'm sorry. Did you want to?
No, I was just gonna say looks good.
Yeah, looks good.
Hope it's good.
Minecraft Dungeons.
Man, I sure do love Diablo Immortal.
I love Diablo. It looks great. Jedi Fallen Order.
More like Jedi Fallen pre-order because no one's gonna buy it.
That trailer did way. How do I put this?
It really looks like it's like, hey, here's our single player first person SWTOR expansion.
It's not even first person.
Whatever. Fucking, I don't care.
Watching the actual 15-minute video where a lot of that footage came from, it was, to me, a snore.
Yeah.
Because it was very slow paced. There were these wide open areas with one or two dudes you were fighting. And like you had some okay abilities. You had your push, your pull. You have bullet time now, which they call force slow. And like the big thing they kind of did was hyped up was, a guy fires his blaster and then you slow time and then pull him and put him into his own fire blast. But it was so slow.
Yeah.
And it's a sort of thing where it's like if you're gonna have your very slow paced Uncharted style game with like a major focus on the story, the gameplay needs to be there needs to be a lot to this.
Yeah.
And I feel like if either it had gone to being a much more like I say either play into the slowness. I hate to pull the comparison myself, make it almost like a Dark Souls kind of like thing where you're going along and everything you do has to be very deliberate. That's why I laugh about saying like Dark Souls is slow paced, is because it can be quick pace if you know what you're doing, making deliberate actions, making big things. But if it was a bit more quicker paced. Like people, talk bad on Unleashed, but from what I could tell, Unleashed was actually supposed to be completely different, and development just kind of broke the game.
Yeah. See, what I would actually kind of prefer is if so the problem with any Jedi is essentially you kind of have to either counter them with Jedi or throw a bunch of bullshit at them. Like, SWTOR has this problem where it's like, I go up against an enemy with a lightsaber, and the fact that they are not dead in the first cut is already kind of difficult to figure out. So let me kind of finish where I'm going with this.
Okay.
So what I think they needed to lean more into is the fact that we are in a period of time in the galaxy where there's not a lot of Jedi. So have the fact that, like, this guy is not immediately a Jedi. Like, he's a dude with a lightsaber who's kind of figuring shit out. Because, like, that's how that's kind of how Rebels did it with Ezra or whatever his name was.
Yeah.
And I mean, I know we talked about when they announced that they're like, hey, it's not going to be a choose light, choose dark side. It's just
we have a story and you're going along for it.
I think it would be a much more exciting game if it was literally you're a guy who finds a lightsaber and now you have to figure out how to be a Jedi, and it's just there's like 5 or 6 planets and you're like, okay, I know there's like Force stuff on like these planets, and then you go along and basically you have to choose light side or dark side. You fall in with either the Empire or the Republic. And whatever. But like as it is now, it just looks kind of slow and boring.
I will put it this way. Enemies do die in one hit.
That at least is fine.
They do die in one hit. There's some of them that have like the baton.
Yeah, like the baton or the
you have to break their poise and get in the actual kill stab.
Yeah.
They're actually like, if you saw, remember there was the one black stormtrooper who had the two-handed thing.
Yeah.
He is apparently a brand new form of stormtrooper specifically designed to kill Jedi. Because Order 66 to kill Jedi, they needed dudes to kill Jedi. And also because we invented batons with things that could stop lightsabers.
I mean, stuff that can stop lightsabers never bothered me. It was...
Yeah.
I mean...
The gameplay, like I said, the gameplay just doesn't... It doesn't look...
It looks like it's gameplay that lends itself to a much slower, more exploration-based game, but it's trying to be a high-paced action game.
Exactly. Yeah, it's trying to do both, and not only that, you're on a hallway basically. They picked the worst part of the game, hopefully, to show off. Hopefully, we will see more.
And I mean, I know, and a lot of times when they pick what they're showing off with these, it's not necessarily like always necessarily what they'd want to show off because they're doing a lot of crunch to get this stuff ready,
which they shouldn't do.
Right. That's bad. Let's be fair on that.
Yeah.
Like as much as I like the hype that comes out of E3, I think if they decided to like hold it every other year now and just like let's kind of slow our roll.
Yeah, we should mention that most of these games were slotted for 2020.
Yeah.
We basically don't have much that's coming out the end of this year, which is fine.
Yeah, I mean, that's
but
fine.
It's gonna mean that next year we're gonna be seeing a lot of the same, probably.
Yeah.
And that out of what is not being released pre E3 time.
Okay, we spent a lot of time on this. Let's move on.
Well, I'm sorry. We're not covering EA, and it was the only thing out of EA that was worth talking about.
Yeah,
so
sure enough.
I wanted to give at least some time to it. Also, I think I do know why they shut off that segment. It's because like I joked, the Rogue One characters were in it.
Yeah.
You got the robot and the one guy. So it's like, hey, look, he's in the game, guys. Blair Witch.
Man, I really did like Slender. I didn't actually like Slender that much.
Slender was okay as far as a cultural part of gaming.
I've never been a huge fan of like, oh man, jump scare games.
Well, I watched through all of Marble Hornets, and I definitely followed the Slenderman mythos a bit more. Also, Slender got remade into Slender the Arrival, where they tried to like pull out more of what the game is. That was like a whole era of gaming. This seemed like, to me, it seemed more like Outlast.
Yeah.
Which, I don't know. My problem is, like, Blair Witch has kind of changed into a big bombastic horror thing now, hasn't it?
Yeah.
Whereas, like, originally it was just kind of like, well, you know, it defined found footage for a while, really. It's like, look what you can do with a shitty budget.
Yeah.
And, you know, the possibility that there actually isn't any witch anything going on. Like, it was, you know, more realistic.
Listen. Call me when either the Scooby Gang shows up or SCP-049 makes an appearance. Until either of those happen...
Which one's 049?
The Plague Doctor.
Oh, okay. Oh, yeah, the Plague Doctor. He's a cool one.
Yeah.
I will cure your sickness. I'm not sick. Yes, you are. Cyberpunk 2077. Release date 4/16/2020.
Man, I love Keanu Reeves so much.
I need, like...
More Keanu Reeves? You got it. It's right there.
I need, like, an hour of gameplay from that game to give me a feeling of what the fuck I'm supposed to be doing in that game.
Befriending Keanu Reeves.
Like, yeah, apparently we're befriending Keanu Reeves.
Which, I mean, if it's just literally a you get shot in a gang shootout and then you talk to Keanu Reeves in a junkyard for like 20 hours, game sold. Perfect game, 10 out of 10.
You're supposed to be character customization and everything?
Yes.
And
which I'm amazed. We have wonderful, brilliant, vibrant character customization, and we have used it to make the blandest white guy you've ever seen.
Well, you always have to make bland white guy for the generic. Look at Shepard.
Yeah.
You know?
Cameron Shepard's a woman.
In some countries, yes.
Shepard is always a woman.
Spiritfarer.
Spiritfarer looks really cool.
That looks really neat. I want to know. Hopefully it's...
Looks like you can make some dear friends.
Yeah, you can. That's one of those games that you're gonna have to play over and over again to get different things. That's like not roguelike, but you know.
I liked it. Again, I like any game.
The art style looked
shows
really
me
cool.
a good, interesting art style.
The art style impressed me. The idea of building up a section like a boat. Like I love base building.
I like that it looks like the character like manipulates energy to make tools, and at one point when he's making the cake, he has like energy oven mitts. That's always really like
that's pretty cool.
That had a lot of character
you're right.
to me, which was really fun.
Awesome. Battletoads.
Does GameStop have it?
They will.
So there you go. There's your memes. I mean, it's Battletoads.
It's just about it's what they announced last year. 2.5D, fully hand-drawn animated. You're playing as all three of the characters. The perspective on the thing has changed, so it's no longer the...
Yeah, there's some toads. They battle.
Yeah.
Presumably co-op actually works this time.
Yeah, hopefully it's good. Hopefully people who buy Battletoads to play Battletoads get their Battletoads out of it.
Yep.
Legend of Right.
That one looked fucking amazing.
That looked awesome. I want to see that one in my eyeballs.
Just for like art style and the way the gameplay looked alone, I was immediately sold on it.
We had the indie reel. I don't think we have to go back through that. We saw some interesting stuff in there. Hopefully we'll hear more about it here in the coming days.
Yeah.
A lot of great stuff that'll probably end up coming to the Switch because the Switch has a shit ton of indie titles on it.
Oh yeah, apparently it's pretty easy to port stuff to the Switch.
And they'll be buried in Steam.
Yep.
But maybe they'll have some good time on the Xbox. Microsoft Flight Simulator.
I mean, it was pretty.
To be fair, those hardcore simulators have gotten really popular recently.
Yeah, I mean,
if there's actually like
a flight deck controller.
Oh, that would be cool. What I was gonna say is like if there's actually stuff where it's like there's like missions. That you have to do, like fly from this to that, and then don't crash your airplane.
It's like Desert Bus, but for planes.
Yeah, well, like a Euro Truck Simulator.
Fly this 16-hour transatlantic flight.
Like Euro Truck Simulator.
Yeah.
Or Farming Simulator that people play because they're like super realistic and fun to play.
Yeah,
I've seen so many people talk about how they play them while listening to the podcast backlog, and like that's really cool.
Yeah, I mean, again, it's neat. It's not.
And again,
necessarily...
the real time.
Yeah,
rendering is super cool.
Again, it looked really cool. It'd be neat to like fly around other countries and see stuff from like an aerial perspective.
That's showing off tech in a way I give a shit about.
Yeah.
Age of Empires 2.
That was a game.
Definitive Edition.
You can definitively play Age of Empires 2.
Someone's happy. Wasteland 3.
Someone's happy.
Apparently. Never heard of Wasteland before. But it looked cute. It had a drunk prospector man.
Yeah, I mean, it gave me a very...
Come to Colorado.
It gave me like a very Fallout Tactics Borderlands feel to it.
Yeah, I'm curious about how that game plays, because I was seeing grid work and you were walking around on it and everything, and you got to shoot people and blow them up. Psychonauts 2 is still coming.
Yep, still coming. Still Psychonauts. Invader Zim is in it.
Tim Schafer came on stage and said hi.
Tim Schafer has a beard.
Lego Star Wars The Skywalker Saga.
I mean, it's nice that they're doing like all 9 movies, so unless they're like secretly counting Rogue One in there, they're going to assumedly have like Rise of Skywalker stuff in there.
Yeah, it has to be, right?
Yeah.
'Cause
So
it's the Skywalker saga, and
Yeah.
this is that's what's supposed to end. Is
yeah. So it'd be nice.
I like the Lego games.
I liked little snow Kylo building little Snow Vader.
Snow Vader was hilarious to me.
The Lego Star Wars games have always had kind of my sense of humor to them. So
Yes.
I like that quite
when
a bit.
I actually prefer them when they avoid talking.
Yeah.
And they're more about pantomiming and stuff like that. So hopefully we get some of that humor.
Mhm.
Hopefully they ditch the split screening and just let you pull people so that they fall off the map. 'Cause that was my favorite part about early Lego games. Dragon Ball Z Kakarot. It looked like Xenoverse 3.
Yeah, I mean it's a Dragon Ball game at this point. Like you kind of know if you're gonna play it or not. Like unless they're doing something really crazy, like when Fighters announced. Like it's a Dragon Ball game.
That was the thing with Fighters being a 2D Arxis game.
Yeah, like that
was a big deal. That's why this was when this was first announced, it was a big, it's going to be like an RPG action game.
Yeah.
And like, I guess, Xenoverse is that. It looked like Xenoverse. I have nothing to get hype about with that.
It's Xenoverse, it's I mean, I guess it'd be kind of nice if they kind of scaled back a little bit in that they're just going through like Goku's story from like I'm wondering if they're just going to do the Z part because like they said specifically Kakarot and like
I do believe it said did it not say Dragon Ball Z?
Yeah, so they're probably going to do it from like the entrance of Raditz up until fucking Boo. Cause like
probably,
cause like a lot of times when it comes to like Dragon Ball stuff, that's the most well-known stuff. Cause like Super's the newer stuff and is more concentrated in the movies really than the series, whereas Dragon Ball is kind of the forgotten, goofier part of the franchise.
Yeah,
I mean it's the part I like a little bit more.
I don't know. I need to know more about what you do in that because, like, is it open world? Do you go on quests? Do you have a mission screen? How is it any different from...
Where's my Legacy of Goku 4?
Where's Legacy of Goku 4, bro?
That's assuming we're counting
12 minutes.
Neat time loopy indie game.
Yeah, I say, it reminded me a bit of A Way Out, and I think Alperna might have been the guys who did A Way Out. They also did Tale of Two Brothers, A Tale of Two Sons.
Yeah, I mean, it's...
so they have a way of doing like weird game mechanics, trying to make a game that plays with mechanics of actually like playing a game.
Yeah,
if you know what I mean. Because like A Way Out was like you're supposed to play this co-op. Brothers was you played like half the controller was one guy and half the controller was the other guy. You know.
Yeah, I mean it's a neat looking idea. I probably personally won't play it, but I mean if it comes out and people are like, oh man, this looks really cool, maybe I'll watch like a let's play of it.
Or maybe you'll watch me play it.
Maybe I'll watch you play it.
Way to the Woods. Glowy cartoon deer.
Glowy cartoon deer. Again, it looks neat.
I have a feeling, that game has been in development for a while.
It's a neat idea.
I think it's being made by one guy though. So,
I mean, it's a neat idea. The idea of like the deer with the glowing horns and the like banishing the darkness. It's a cool idea.
Gears of War's 5's.
Okay, I don't want to be that guy that shits on things people love.
Yeah.
But I could not give less of a shit about Gears of War.
I
mean,
I have considered trying to play through Gears of War. And let's be fair here. I'm not going to above all else that the important thing here is I'm not going to go and say Microsoft sucked because they spent a lot of time on Gears of War 5.
I mean, no, it's fine. Like, I understand why they spent a lot of time on Gears of War 5.
I have no reason to say that Gears of War is a bad series because I've never played them. And like I said, we're up to 5 now. Someone's gotten enjoyment out of them. Actually, they're even up to more than that because there was like a spin-off game or two in there.
I guess for me, the problem I have with trying to get excited about Gears of War is I look at it and I'm like, man, somebody really, really wanted to make a Warhammer 40K game and couldn't get the license.
Yeah.
So they stripped out all the parts that were actually interesting and were just like dudes with guns and they have a chainsaw on them and they're fighting weird alien bugs. And that's our game. And it's just like, okay, but you're like one of those people that looks at Warhammer 40K and doesn't like completely get that this is all over the top and supposed to be like a grim and gritty almost parody of itself. I mean, there's a reason my favorite Warhammer 40k property is Caiaphas Cain, the one that takes a piss out of the entire series. So
I do think there's a level of that, but probably not as much as you're thinking, as you would say is enough.
I don't know. I guess my point is, it's like it's a grim future military shooter against space bugs, and you got to put some other kind of twist on that for me to actually care about it. If you like Gears of War and you like the shooty games, it's fine. I'm not a person who likes shooters normally anyway. So this is already kind of, you have to do something else to get me invested in the shooting part.
If anything else, Gears of War was the ones who basically created the era of the cover-based shooter.
Yeah.
For better or for worse. And some would say that they did it first and they did it best, whatever you want to say. There's other people who would probably say that the actual characters do have some depth to them, probably. Like I said, I've never had a chance to actually sit through and play the Gears games myself.
I mean, look, if you're really excited for Gears of War 5 and it's the favorite game you're ever gonna play and you're gonna love it, have fun. Go hog fucking wild. Go balls deep into Marcus Phoenix's ass, okay? Just really get in there, squish around in the shit, all right? Just have fun with it in his ass, but don't expect me to come over and give you a reach around.
They also they shut off the escape mode, which
I mean,
it looks like a fun gameplay.
Yeah, I mean, again, if you like the gameplay and you like the idea, I'm sure it'll be fine.
And the Terminator is going to be a character in it, so that's cool. Dying Light 2 got a little bit of play. Again, they announced it last year, so I'm happy that they're continuing to say, hey, yes, we're working on it. Dying Light 1, I never finished, but I liked a lot about what they did. I feel like it was just shy of having enough stuff to keep my interest really on it. So maybe they fixed that in Dying Light 2. They really last year they pushed for the fact that you can make decisions that really matter in the world.
I think what would be an interesting mechanic for that, because like you were talking about how like in the first game you could hold back the infection, and you had like that little bracelet with the dots on it.
There was a big thing. There was a big thing of the storyline was that you were an infected person, and there was a medicine that you could take to keep yourself from becoming a zombie. But I don't think it was like Zombrix where you had to take it every 24 hours or so. It's just that you had a period of time before you ran out and you had to make sure you could get some.
What would be an interesting mechanic for me, at least thinking about that, is like it basically acts as a pseudo health bar in that like as you're running around and like doing parkour stuff, like you can take certain risks that would like in a regular game, like if you jumped off of this and landed on like say a train car that was too far below, like you would get hurt and you would die.
Right.
It would be more interesting if that like basically that sped up your infection, like your body's ability to ignore wounds and pain and heal like from stuff like that was related to how infected you were. And so like if you had a lot of medicine, you could take more and more risks. Like, okay, I'm up in this building and there's a window here and like way down below there's a place I could land on. But I'm already at like infected 3 and I'm out of medicine, so I gotta fight my way down lower to make that jump. Excuse me. Versus if you're like, okay, I have no infection and I've got like fucking 15 bottles of Zombex Viagra anti-zombie medicine, and I just take that leap and I land and I immediately get 4 stages, but I just down 13 pills and I'm fine. But like the pills themselves are rare, hard to find.
Yeah,
you have your choices who you give them to. Like it's an interesting.
I understand what you're saying with that, but it also, I feel like that's also going to unfortunately get a little bit too meta, where people will just hoard the bottles, and then go, I can do this. I'm fine. I have bottles, and then meanwhile you're in the game and it's like, if only I had medicine. Yeah,
I mean,
and then you like open up your coat and they fly out like your minions.
Yeah, and I mean if exactly how you used it maybe also kind of changed how the game, like, because for example, if you were somebody who kind of hoarded it for yourself and used it to take those risks, then like, you know, maybe the human survivors who are like, yeah, Mike, we need this too, you know, they suddenly start turning against you and the world becomes less and less safe and you're much more isolated, versus if you play more carefully, you play more smart, and you have more of that, and instead of using it yourself, you end up like giving it to them.
It would, however, also kind of go against the free flow running action if you're trying to be safe and
I mean,
like I'm not going against what you're saying here. I just
Yeah.
think that playing into what Dying Light was,
the entire
and
reason,
what the gameplay it was trying to be was, I think it would probably end up completely breaking the flow.
the entire reason that popped up to me just in my mind is when I was watching the trailer and he jumped towards like the subway train and he grabbed it. My first immediate thought is, man, you just dislocated both your shoulders and broke your legs.
Yeah, definitely. Well, I liked, like I said, I think it was fair. I don't think it was in the original one where he grabs the zombie and jumps out the window and lands with the body, using the body to cushion his fall.
Yeah.
I thought that was pretty cool. And like the whole thing about Dying Light was being fast-paced parkour, covering cities in large space, and having to use routes that the zombies can't get to, because if you have to go down to where they are, you're going to be in trouble.
Yeah, that was just the first thing that popped into my mind when I saw the little bracelet. I mean, again, I have no basis for the Dying Light series, so I could be way off basis to what makes it fun.
If I remember correctly, it was much more of a... It wasn't a long-term solution, but I think you only really got one injection of the medicine for the entire game.
Okay, again, that was just
or
what immediately
one or
popped into
two.
my head.
Like you they were story based more than being a mechanic.
Okay,
which, you know, when you're trying to be the game that's having very fast running around action, stopping and having to go do a thing, I think could break up the flow a little bit too much.
Yeah. All right, let's move on.
Moving on. The surprise hit of the show, Forza Horizon 4, announcing Lego Speed Champions.
Legos are cool.
Legos are cool, dude.
I like Legos.
I'm still saying, take that entire mode out, make a game around it. People would lose their shit.
Yeah.
Lose their shit so hard. I
No,
think that was...
No, Cameron.
They would shit bricks?
Cameron. Yes, but also... Bring back Hot Wheels Stunt Track Driver.
Bring back Hot Wheels Stunt Track Driver. The guys,
I mean, that would have been the only thing that would be cooler.
He's right. Hey, Gears Pops happened.
Yeah, the only thing I don't like less... that sentence was so bad that I had to kick Cameron in the shin.
Work it out.
Okay. The only thing that I'm less excited about than Gears of War 5 is one other game further on this list, and this game, because... I don't like, listen, I have friends who collect Funko Pops, and sometimes, especially with, like, much more cartoon-looking characters, they can be great. Most of them do not look that good.
They do not look that good.
They have one mold they use for 90% of them.
Yep.
So, okay.
You're not wrong.
It's the eyes. The eyes are fucking creepy. They need pupils. Like, mold actual eye. There's a reason Nendoroids look fine.
Yeah.
So...
Because they're unique and stylized and aren't literally made in order to make sure no one else can ever make anything like it.
I mean, I make fun of Rain and Lan's Lilican form in World of Final Fantasy Maxima, available now on this YouTube channel. Please go watch her episodes.
Yep.
But because they look like Funko Pops, but they look better than Funko Pops.
They do. They look like Nendoroids.
Yeah. So... just not a big fan.
And also the gameplay looked boring, and it was clearly a gachapon game that uses loot boxes. So
loot box the hell out. Loot box me, daddy.
State of Decay is getting an expansion called Heartland.
I didn't play State of Decay.
State of Decay 2, I'm sorry.
It looked okay.
Yeah. Looks like more State of Decay. Looks great. Phantasy Star Online 2.
Man, that sure looks nice for a game that's nearly a decade old.
Welcome
to the West.
It's literally one of the most popular online MMOs.
Yeah, no, I know how popular it is.
You know, hey, not to start any brawls or anything. That thing's bigger than fucking FF14.
I mean, yeah,
like it is huge, and people have been wanting to, like you said, pirating it, getting unofficial patches.
Oh yeah,
doing all kinds of shit in order to play it here, and now it's just coming over.
Like
there isn't even a 3. That's how big it is.
It's been so long in coming over here that like people were they were joking that it was never going to get a release over here because of how long it's been.
This is even bigger than if they went like, guess what? Final Fantasy 11 HD.
Okay, but they're making that for mobile.
Well, there you go.
Yeah, but
this is bigger.
But yeah, like actually that does bring up a very hilarious tangent to me, and that is that both Square Enix and Microsoft have really wanted to port 14 to the Xbox for a long time.
Yeah.
But apparently Sony is really not wanting to do the compatibility thing.
Sony is such a butt when it comes to crossplay.
One other thing another initial thing they had to figure out was they didn't like the idea of charging a sub for a game on a system whose online compatibility also requires a sub. Because I believe you can play Final Fantasy XIV on your PlayStation even if you don't have the PlayStation online sub thing. So I think Microsoft and Square kind of worked that out, but then it's just been Sony not wanting the crossplay.
Yeah, Sony being a crossplay is still a problem. Crossfire X.
Yeah, that was the other game I mentioned that I had nothing. Like,
I had nothing to go off of on that.
It was the most generic looking. Like they're like one of the biggest franchises on PC, and I'm like,
what am I looking at?
This is the most generic shooty bullet man game I've ever seen in my life. That could have been a fucking Call of Duty trailer, and I would not have known the difference.
I was thinking Tom Clancy.
Yeah, or it could have been a Tom Clancy trailer. No, he didn't have the green glowy boobs.
Well, no, not Splinter Cell. Like Wildlands that came out, or Splinter Cell. Not Splinter. Damn it! I just said not Splinter Cell.
Like the Division.
Division.
Yeah.
Rainbow Six.
Yeah. It could have been.
It looked like any one of those, and I'm supposed to believe it's like the biggest hit PC ever.
It looked like any generic shooting game I've ever seen.
You know what didn't look generic? Tales of Arise.
That looked fucking fantastic.
It looked really good.
Yeah.
Like I think we said plenty of it during Borderlands 3 segment.
Yeah.
But like legitimately my biggest problem with the recent Tales games has been it doesn't feel like they're really going out of their way to make the best game possible. Because has it been annual or is it like semi-annual?
I think it's semi-annual and it's been kind of peppered with re-releases.
That game looked good.
Yeah, because like I'm fine if the re-releases, like the re-release of Symphonia or the re-release of Vesperia,
except for the Steam version, which was apparently busted.
Yeah, like if they're re-releases of stuff that came out like late PlayStation, early PlayStation 3, that's fine.
Yeah,
I'm okay with that. When it's like the newer games and they still again look okay. If they were using the art style to like add more to the game, I would have been fine with that.
Yeah,
'cause, like. One of the things I've been suggesting for a long time now is stop trying to push graphic fidelity.
Yes.
Pick a good style and push like more gameplay, right?
Yes.
Give us more stuff to do. Give us more areas to explore. Give us a big ass game. Use all this storage space you have to not render 50,000 pores on Keanu Reeves' face.
Yes.
And instead give us a stylish looking character. I mean, this is why, like. I'm one of those people when everybody was like, oh man, I hate World of Warcraft because the graphics are so bad. I'm like, no, some of the models looked old and dated, yes.
And I don't want to make it clear, I'm not shitting on Tales for looking bad.
Right, because I get what you're saying in that sense, because it felt like they had an art style that worked and they did nothing to try and update or change it. Like, you can still make it look a little bit better. You can smooth things out.
Pokemon avatars. They're using the same models that they've used before. It's the exact same feeling I get from that. Because I mentioned when I watched the thing on Pokemon Sword and Shield and how they were like, the Dynamax mode, it's a bigger model.
Yep.
That's all you changed. You gave it a little glowy aura. That's all you did. Tales of was the same thing because, it's like, I don't mind your character designs. I think most of the time they're pretty damn good. I think your rendering and your animations and everything, you're not giving them justice.
Yeah. So this definitely
one looks cool. I await seeing more in 2020. I want to see some more characters, see what they look like.
Right.
Borderlands 3, fire Randy Pitchford.
Fire Randy Pitchford out of a cannon into a brick wall.
Fire him.
Fire Randy Pitchford. Because the problem is he's just way too Randy. And when he gets Randy, he gets handy.
Yes.
And then we all get a little bit of Randy in us, and no one wants that.
Other than that, it's Borderlands 3.
I never played the original 2 Borderlands. I mean...
I actually reinstalled Borderlands 1.
To
try and play through it. And I just keep hitting a brick wall. Because literally, it like, and people are just gonna be like, well, duh. It's like literally, you play through a level to get a shiny new gun, to shoot people through a level so you can get a shiny new gun, so you can shoot. I keep trying to, every time I play through it, I'm like, I'm gonna pay attention to the story this time. I'm gonna give a shit about the characters. What character? Tales from the Borderlands was the best game in the series because it had a great story.
Yeah.
Like,
I mean, again, the characters look neat.
I like.
I'm sure that Randy Pitchford has porn of them on a flash drive. He's left it at Denny's.
He's gonna pay people to make porn that he can put on a flash porn to put in medieval times.
Yeah, listen, just fire Randy Pitchford.
Fire Randy Pitchford and everything will be fine.
If you fire Randy Pitchford, I will literally leave $30 in a bag outside of Gearbox Studios. So yeah, there's your incentive. Fire Randy Pitchford out of
and
cannon.
And then let me go ahead and mark out Elden Ring.
I mean,
here's the thing. I like the Dark Souls series, and I didn't initially, because I started with Bloodborne, and I didn't know how. I literally hated Bloodborne until I realized I had been playing it wrong. That is legitimately what happened. Is I found out, oh, this is not how you're supposed to do this. This is not how you're supposed to level up. This is not how you're supposed to use these weapons. This is not how you're supposed to do any of this. And I got into Bloodborne, and then I went back and I started with Dark Souls 2, actually. And I haven't actually beat 1 or 2. Mainly because 1 does have some bad level designs in the later half that basically keep me from going through it. Borderlands 2, I keep getting distracted. But I have beaten Borderlands 3, Borderlands.
You said you went to Borderlands.
Went to Borderlands. Dark Souls.
Yeah.
Dark Souls 3 I have completely beaten, including the DLC, numerous times. Because I think each game, the gameplay has gotten better. I think the biggest thing about it is that the lore is always interesting. The characters are always cool. And now we have Viking game by George R.R. Martin. And also, before you ask, I have played Sekiro and I don't care for it. That's actually why I do wish we had seen at least some kind of gameplay for this, because my biggest problem with Sekiro is that it's not Dark Souls. No, is that it is a game that, much like Bloodborne and Dark Souls before it, has a huge emphasis on you have to become better at the game to get the most out of it. But it also doesn't give you the option of making the game be what you want it to be. If I'm really having trouble at a game, like Dark Souls 3, one of the bosses, I just can't beat him.
Yeah.
I can go back and completely change my character into a brand new build with a different weapon, with a different loadout, and find out that was better for me this entire time. Or maybe this weapon really doesn't have a moveset I like, but this one does. I can build my entire character on the moveset of that particular sword that makes you look good. Sekiro, you don't have that option. You are stuck with that fucking katana from part 1, and you get new moves, but a lot of them you have to swap in and out. You don't make builds. You just generically get better over time. It requires much more emphasis on the player that I am not capable of pulling off, which is why I don't enjoy it as much as I do something like Dark Souls or Bloodborne. So I'm hoping that if Elden Ring does take away from one of these two things, I hope it takes more away from the former rather than the latter, and allows for, a bunch of armors I can equip to make my dude look cool, a bunch of different weapons, a bunch of different whatever. There's supposed to be horse gameplay. Let me get horse armor. I don't fucking care. I want to look cool, and I want to kill dudes, and I want to see what the fuck. Apparently, you're supposed to get superpowers from big bad bosses. I want to see what they look like. And George R.R. Martin is writing it instead of his book.
Okay. Well, first of all, I'd like everyone to look outside, as you can see Todd Howard's boner in the sky after Cameron said horse armor.
It's massive. My God, it's blocked out the sun.
It's got paint Skyrim on it. It's like it's got play Skyrim painted on it. Okay.
No, paint Skyrim.
So couple things.
Yes.
I mentioned during the time I'm not a big fan of the Soulsborne style gameplay, and part of that comes from trying it for a little bit and not liking it, but also part of it comes from every time I watched anything about this, it was always okay, you're gonna circle the boss. Now dodge. Now hit twice. Now back up. Now dodge. Now hit twice. Now back up.
Fuck that guy.
The combat itself just never felt fun for me personally. It's not if I wanted to get good at the game, I probably could. And I just don't care enough to try.
And I also want to point out that the people who shout get good in terms of like fans of those games. That's why I actually hate when people joke like I'm playing the game. Oh, I died. We'll get good, because that's actually something that the fan base takes very seriously, and I hate it. I hate this like you have to get good at the game, because it's not about getting good. It's about understanding the game's mechanics and working with it. The guy you're seeing is winning the game because he's blocking an attack, he's waiting for his in, he goes and he does his 2 slashes. But any other player of Dark Souls could tell you the parry timing you would need for that attack, could get 3 or 4 swings in because they know when to circle around. The guy might be wearing heavy armor, and so he doesn't dodge a lot. But some people will take all their armor off and do no armor, and will be able to dodge every single attack because they know when to dodge it. And it's like whenever I say a game is like Dark Souls is difficult, it's because it's got rules. It's got things that go on, and unless it makes a thing that breaks those rules, it's never unfair.
See, my problem here then is that's all fine. I don't like your inherent rule system to begin with. So that's why I don't like Dark Souls games. I don't like it's fine that you have that particular rule system. I have looked at the permutations of it, and I have not really found much fun in any of them. So I just...
Well, I've also seen you play God of War.
Yeah. If I want to have like a hard, like kind of fast moving game, I much prefer like a 2D side scroller for that. Cause like,
yeah, I can understand that.
You put me in front of a Mega Man Zero game and I'll fucking go ham on it. But it's just not necessarily my cup of tea.
It's also just possible that you're not really made out for that kind of gameplay.
Yeah.
Like I said, I'm not saying Sekiro was necessarily a bad game, but the way it works, I can't work with it.
So to move on to the part of this I feel like I can comment on, which is some of the rest of it. So like again, gameplay, whatever.
I'm interested to see what the gameplay is.
I haven't really gotten into the lore of the Dark Souls series because again, partially the aesthetic is also not super fine for me.
I think I brought it up. I have considered doing Dark Souls plays for the channel and having you and or Brett along for the ride just to watch and get along with that.
Okay, but I have read all of George R.R. Martin's books. Well, no, I have not read all of them because I haven't.
done the opposite.
I haven't read any of his superhero. I haven't read the fucking Joker's series, but I've read almost all of Game of Thrones. I got stuck about halfway through Dances with Dragons. Okay, here's what I kind of have to wonder: is George R.R. Martin writing the character dialogue? Is he writing the base setting for the world? Like exactly what part of this is he writing? Because that's going to determine a lot of how good this turns out.
Ryan?
Yeah?
What dialogue?
I mean, again, I don't know.
Dark Souls, the thing about Dark Souls, and I actually found this out very recently.
Yeah?
Dark Souls has a very big emphasis on vague lore. You don't have someone come up to you and say, this is what's going on, this is what is happening every step of the way on your journey.
And I meant more in the sense of like character interaction.
Right. I'm getting to that. You find out the majority of what's going on by reading item descriptions, by getting vague hints, and by the 1 or 2 pieces of dialogue that a character will tell you. There, generally speaking, is not... You don't have a conversation with someone. There isn't a cutscene where you walk in and a person goes on a soliloquy about the world, about what's going on. So I have to feel that the lore is what George is there for, and Miyazaki and his team are going to handle the more individual lines of dialogue and characters.
Okay, so...
Mainly because there's a character named Patches who is going to have to be in this game regardless of what George R.R. Martin wants.
In that sentence, I think they've got a good thing there then. Because the thing with George R.R. Martin is, in terms of writing, he has a writing philosophy that is kind of known as the Gardner philosophy. George R.R. Martin doesn't really plan things. This is why Dances with Dragons took like fucking a decade to come out.
And I'm sure anyone who's been watching the show has heard these things before.
Right. George R.R. Martin does not outline much of anything. He gives vague outlines and he lets the things kind of flow out from that, which is again why Dances with Dragons took so long and why there are certain times where he has to fudge the rules about how fast people are moving because he needs a character somewhere and they have to basically ride like 15 horses to death to get there. because otherwise they basically just teleported at certain points. Like, it's not as bad in the start when he had less going on, and you can tell this was the problem for the way he split up his later books, because, like, Game of Thrones was supposed to be a trilogy.
Yeah.
And that's hilarious.
That's hilarious.
So the way he writes stuff is he basically just has, like, a vague backstory idea of what happened, and then just plops the characters down and kind of goes from there. So in a way, him writing the background lore for it is fine, because a lot of times, like, he'll write stuff that's very, very vague and confusing. There's whole swaths of Westeros that are in theory important to what is going on in Game of Thrones that we know nothing about. Like, we don't know what caused the doom of, like, Valyria or anything like that, or, like, why the Targaryens have this connection with dragons, or a whole bunch of other Game of Thrones stuff I could go into.
And that sounds a lot like Dark Souls.
So in that sense, I think it's all right. In the sense, I hope they haven't put him on a deadline, because he's not good at meeting them.
No, probably. Well, no, he's good at working on things besides his deadline.
Yeah.
The other thing I forgot to say this before. The part of the reason why it's they do that vagueness is apparently Miyazaki, the head developer. He the basis for it came from the fact that he would remember fantasy fairy tales from his youth that he couldn't really strongly remember, so there were holes in the thing.
Okay.
And that's kind of where the thing, it's stuff like, with Dark Souls, okay, we know the basic setup for the Dark Souls land, but we don't really know why did the Havel the Rock get locked in the basement of a tower? Because, well, this piece of lore over here suggests that he wanted to kill a god, and he had this weapon that was designed to kill gods, and so that's probably what it was. But we don't really know for sure, because the minute you meet Havel, you bash his face in with your broadsword.
Obviously, he was trying to time travel by rolling down the stairs so he could roll back the rock to the dawn of time. And sang this song with me.
And I would like to go back in time to when I cared about Halo Infinite. Oh, wait, that never happened.
Again, the people who like Halo, I'm glad you have a thing that
I
you
really
like.
hope for your guys' sake that the multiplayer is fixed and doesn't rely on loot box power-ups. I legitimately hope for fans of Halo that it's a good game. But the diatribe they went on about the console, I couldn't care less.
Yeah.
If it plays on PC, it's gonna play better on PC. And whatever price point they give you for Project Scarlet, think about it for a second. Let's say $500. How long is it gonna take you to save up $500? A month? 2 months? Let's say half a year. Wait another year and buy yourself a better computer. Nowadays, there's almost no difference, except for the fact that computers run better. Unless there is some kind of thing, and with Game Pass, now we have it where everything you can get on an Xbox, you can get on your PC. Unless you, for whatever reason, cannot wait, I don't see the need. Like I said earlier, I've been thinking about getting an Xbox because it would save me space. Not because there's anything on there I need, not because it's any more powerful than my computer. And the money I spend on an Xbox, I can probably spend towards upgrading the computer to be better than the Xbox I would buy with that money.
I think one thing that is useful is it's nice if you don't want to have to put in the time to get, like, because especially if you want to build your own computer, there is a lot of initial work you have to do in learning how computers are built and, like, shopping around and finding the best stuff. Whereas a console, the easiest thing is I spend the money on it and then I have it, and then I just put a disc in and it plays, or I press the download button and it plays.
Well, it used to be.
Yeah.
Nowadays, that's why I say they're getting closer to computers. Is you're still gonna have to spend a couple hours downloading a patch and downloading, and then the console might not work. Okay, at least they didn't talk about having a liquid cooling system in there.
Yeah.
Because that's a nightmare.
Okay, one other thing I want to point out.
Yeah.
Game industry. I know you're not going to stop because you all love the idea of never having to give GameStop money again for anything.
Which is fair.
Streaming is not a good idea right now. It works for movies and TV shows most of the time. And even then, it does not work all the time. And part of why that works is if you don't have a good internet, you can download it instead of streaming it and then just watch it. Netflix lets you download things.
Yes.
Listen, it's the same thing with like e-readers versus physical books, right?
Yep.
A physical product is a more useful thing to have in most situations. Streaming a game, especially for me, is going to make me feel like I don't own that game. I feel like you own that game and you have charged me $20 to play it briefly.
That is my biggest deal.
Whenever you feel like I have not been sufficiently capitalistically supporting you enough, I haven't thrown enough money at your money machine, you can take that away. And I don't like that. I barely tolerate that for the MMOs I play, because as soon as the servers shut down, I'm kind of fucked. I like them enough to go through that, but it's part of why I don't like streaming games.
And to be fair to MMOs, like, they're meant to be the fact that by the time that server is shut down, you've played like 300,000 hours of an MMO.
Right.
Like, you know, that's one thing. I'm playing Cyberpunk for enough hours to finish the storyline. And maybe I want to come back to it 3 years later and do another playthrough of it. Oh, I don't. Oh, it's gone.
Yep. It also is an issue with the whole games as service market they're trying to do now.
Right.
They want you to spend all of your time on this game. And like, excuse me a sec.
Yep.
Even with MMOs, like, it's not what I do. Like right now, I'm playing a lot of Final Fantasy 14 because the expansion comes out in less than a month.
I've been thinking about trying it again because of the expansion coming out.
Yeah, and so like I want to level up all my crafting classes to 70 so I can try and make some money. I want to finish leveling like a couple of my healers up, but at the same time, like there's times when I put that game down for weeks or even like a month or two at a time between major patches because like I'm just done with it. It's what's annoyed me about World of Warcraft is how much they want me to keep constantly playing forever and ever, and why I don't play it as much as I used to is that their gear system is designed so that you never are done. Like unless you are super max playing, you're never done. It's always, you've got to go in and try the boss again, because even though they gave you this ring you might like, oh, maybe it could Titan Forge and it's 15 item levels higher and now you've got that. There's no way to guarantee really what you're getting unless you want to put in 50 billion hours of grinding, and it's kind of annoying. I want to be able to say, okay, I'm kind of a semi-casual player. I only really do like Raid Finder and maybe like a raid if a friend is on doing it. I want to have a point where it's like, okay, I'm kind of done now. I can run around and maybe do other stuff. But like, it got to the point where one night I logged in and I was in the hub city for Battle for Azeroth for like 5 minutes. And then I flew to Northrend and ran around doing dungeons for an hour to like farm transmog. And I realized that there was no real point in doing anything anymore. I was just running through Icecrown hoping Arthas gives me a horse week after week. And I just stopped for a while. I don't think I've logged into World of Warcraft in like a month and a half.
Yeah, and I've heard about that, people who ebb and flow with MMOs because they like the style of the game, but
yeah, and I mean
once they've gotten to the end of like the story or whatever, they have no interest in playing it again anymore.
And I'll probably come back when the next major patch hits in like a month. And that's fine.
Or when the next expansion whatever comes out,
because it'll actually be like a new story.
And that's what 14's going through right now, is a lot of people who were taking a break have swarmed back in.
Right, and they've got stuff that can like pull you back in. Like they announced an event for where if you do certain dungeons and stuff from the original game between now and when Shadowbringers comes out, they're giving out like little Moogle tomestones that you can use to get like older rewards, like stuff that dropped from primals or like from content that's not being done anymore. And they just included the Gold Saucer event where they doubled the rewards from that, and there's a little quest line where you can learn to dance like a cactuar.
Oh, that's cute.
Like it's but we've kind of gotten a little bit off track at this point.
Yeah, going back to it, I completely agree. I do not agree with streaming. And as much as people are defending stuff like Stadia or this, there is always going to be a market for physical games. stop trying to make it not a thing.
Right.
Because for every person who is fine not having to go out or not wanting to wait for Amazon to lose their order or just not wanting to use Amazon, there is going to be someone who says, I don't care, I need that thing physically here with me.
Right.
And I do my share of both.
Yeah. And there was something that was brought up on Twitter the other night by Nash.
Of course, yeah.
Yeah, from What the Fuck is Wrong with You? He was bringing up about GameStop's the failings of GameStop and how, GameStop's not doing so hot. And he's like, yeah, I mean, we all kind of hate GameStop, fuck them. But it's kind of the similar issue we had with when Radio Shack went under. GameStop fills a niche right now.
Yes, it does.
There's not a lot of other places you can get used games. There are maybe a couple. Like there's one around. There's one.
We have a Mega Replay over in Peoria.
We have a Mega Replay around us, but most places don't. It's either GameStop or Walmart, and Walmart doesn't have all the stuff GameStop does. You can't get a used console at Walmart. You can't get used games at Walmart. You can't. I mean, you can kind of trade stuff in, but you can't you can return stuff, but you can't
return stuff, but you can't do trades.
Yeah, you can't really trade in for stuff there,
and
you can't get a lot of more specialized peripherals.
Yes,
maybe if you wanted a certain cable, you wouldn't necessarily be able to know, hey, this works with an Xbox or whatever. Because
and also, you can just walk in and ask somebody a question.
Yeah, because
I am the guy who rolls his eyes and complains about the mom who asks, why isn't Mario on Xbox? But I know how much easier it is for her to come in and physically ask me that.
Right, because again, I mean, you still have to remember, technology has advanced way faster for our generation than most others.
Oh, yeah.
So, I still remember, I love this story. When I was younger, and we'd gotten, I think we'd just gotten a PlayStation 3. My brother wanted one of the, I think it was a Madden game, because my brother's really into the sports games. So he wanted one of the sports games. My mom goes out and gets it for him for Christmas. She accidentally gets him an Xbox version. And we have never, ever owned an Xbox. So, the fact that she got it from GameStop made it pretty easy for us to go in and switch it in. Or there was one time when this was back on the GameCube era, we got Pokemon XD Gale of Darkness.
Yeah.
We, for whatever reason, didn't open it for a month after Christmas. When we opened it, there was no disc inside. So we had to go to GameStop with the receipt and be like, hey, we opened this, there's no disc. And eventually, it took a little, finagling with the person because they had to actually talk to their boss about it. But we eventually got a disc for that. Because, obviously they had to make sure we weren't trying to scam them. And I think the fact that my mom was clearly kind of a...
idiot.
Ignorant about games lady.
That's what I meant to say, yes.
Yeah, thanks for insulting my mother, Cameron.
You're welcome.
You know she's dead, right?
So's my dad.
Damn it, Cameron, you ruined the joke. My mom is actually alive.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
Yay, dead dads ruining jokes since 1989.
Okay. All right, so Cameron's dead dad aside. Back to Pokemon.
Weren't we talking about Microsoft?
Yes. Yeah, Microsoft's Pokemon.
Of course.
But yeah, so a physical store is kind of a nice thing to have. And again, a physical product is a nice thing to have.
Yes.
I read stuff on a tablet sometimes, but I prefer to have a physical book. It's just something that I kind of like.
Agree.
And, having a disc that I can just put in and play is much more useful. It does kind of annoy me that the laptop I game on doesn't have a disc drive in it.
Yeah.
Because
I have to have an external.
Yeah. Because, if I ever get a disc, then it's,
and also
formats fade out. But
sometimes, most of the reason why I do downloads is because sometimes it's cheaper, but also sometimes there's a sale.
Yeah.
For every guy person who complains, I traded in 30 games at GameStop and got 97 cents. I'm like, how many of them were yearly Madden releases or NFL releases or whatever? And did you trade them in during a time when they were doing a promotion? I got my PS4 Pro for free because I traded in my PS4 and a couple other games and bought Resident Evil 7 at the same time. And they gave me 50% more on all of my trades. And I know I sound like a shill because I used to work for them. But if you know how they have rules, Ryan, and a system is in place. And no, it's not always in your favor. But you can learn how to work around it, and you can get out of there with really great deals because you're going with the physical media over a download title.
Yeah, and again, I know the games industry wants more money for their games.
They
because the game
want you to
industry
stop buying pre-owned games.
Because the games industry doesn't want you to buy pre-owned games. They want to make sure they're going to have a certain number of sales, so they love it when you pre-order.
Their executives are being paid 300 times more. They need to be paid 400 times more, god damn it.
Yeah. So I mean, listen, the game industry needs some massive overhauls.
It needs a union.
Well, it needs a union. It also needs some massive overhauls. 'Cause I mean, like, again, I am probably the closest thing to a Blizzard fanboy who's still not like a raving, frothing idiot that exists. And I was fucking pissed at them when they're like, we've just announced record profits for Activision Blizzard. Welcome to Layoff Town.
Yeah.
Like, that pissed me the fuck off.
Oh, yeah.
And I mean, like, to give you an example, as much as I've joked about it, I'm one of those people who was like, man, guys are really throwing way too big a shitstorm over Diablo Immortal.
And I'm someone who doesn't give a shit, and I was giving them more of a benefit of the doubt.
Yeah. But like, that's one of those things that just kind of pisses me off. But I think we've kind of rambled a little bit on this enough.
We have final thoughts. You know, they had a good showing.
Yeah,
I think they did
for
a
a
pretty
showing
good
from a
solid.
company whose console I have never owned, I was happier with it than I wasn't. However, what would have made me super happy is if Randy Pitchford was fired.
Randy Pitchford was fired. I'm not holding it against Microsoft, though.
Yeah,
It's not their fault.
Microsoft doesn't employ Randy Pitchford.
Randy Pitchford should be fired.
Yes, Randy Pitchford should be fired. I'm just saying, if Microsoft has a flamethrower and would like to literally on fire Randy Pitchford right now, I would buy an Xbox because of that.
Sounds good to me.
All right.
So we've got some other things ahead. We're going to be watching a couple other ones, but for right now, this is the end of the Microsoft. Hopefully this isn't the high point, and there's actually everything kind of smooths out here, and this is the level we get.
I hope you enjoyed me talking out my ass about video games for 2.5 hours, because I don't know anything.
Oh, fuck, it was 2.5 hours. We got to stop it now.
Bye.